Welcome back to another session of Curse of Strahd in the Witcher version. This is technically episode 3 for us, and can we just go quickly over who is who? Brimore?
My character's name is Brynmor Vartaliesin. He is a man-at-arms. He's a former Nilfgaardian noble who's on the run from his own lands due to being a fugitive, assuming he is framed by a rival duchess. I joined Afion, played by Benji, who later on we were placed under the service of the Duchess of Toussaint to get rid of some rabble within her lands. And that rabble, after we befriended them, ended up transporting us to the land of Strahd. Or Barovia in this situation. Yeah, we're in Barovia.
Afion?
Okay, so I play Afion, the elven sorceress. She is, she's one of a kind. She is always interested in magic. She's very forward, upfront. She loves discovering new things about magic, learning, and as Brynmore already explained, she has been, one might say, we'll leave the description for later about the company. But she was in Brynmore's company. I'm sure he enjoyed it extremely. And yes, here we are in Barovia, looking forward to see what havoc is wreaked with the ravens.
Ragnar.
My name is Ashton, and I'm playing Ragnar Carduin, the Witcher of the group. He is a very young for a Witcher, very sort of inexperienced, making his way through the world, proper in that sense. Did a job to find a missing child, a missing son. Found a dead body and a werewolf, which left him with 2 dead bodies. Got lost in the woods and stumbled upon this weird new lands, followed by a man-at-arms and a very unsettling sorceress, which causes him headaches.
Wooloo.
Celine, I play Ulu Grordak. They are a dwarf criminal. Very old for a dwarf. Used to be possessed by a hymn. Luckily, Afion helped sort out that situation, got some debts paid off by the young Witcher in company, and after that incident, it was rather boring, when you're not mentally insane, every day feels very mundane. So off we went with the promise of adventure. Where she found this new land. Some strange things happened. There was a very interesting wolf that, after all that occurred, led him to find the sponge. And now we've had quite a bit of experience in this new land. We've barely found out where we are. And now we have to deal with the crows and druids.
And I'm Donchap, your game master for this campaign. Just a quick nutshell of the situation of our previous session. Our dear company here, these 4, have decided to venture into these foreign lands and came across their first settlement. A rather fortified village by the name of Krezek, which their burgomaster would not let them in for any reason, not trusting them enough. However, he assigned one task, and if they would accomplish this one task, he would be grateful and let them passage into his village. And the one task would be to gain the wine that has been delayed by around 5 days now. And if they do this, as I said, he'd give them passage into the village. The company decided to take this on board and travel to the relevant vineyard, where they met themselves with the previous occupants or workers of the vineyards, the Wizard of Wines. They learned that druids have taken over the vineyard and pretty much attacked the place and drove these individuals out. Being heroic, they went in, cleared the place, and pretty much regained the establishment for the actual dwellers, whom on their return they found that there are 5 barrels of wine left, and they loaded the cart ready for transportation, advising the party to not travel at night. However, they should sleep and then travel during the day. Afion decided that he needed something. She needed something. She needed a remains of an animal. Asking specifically if any birds were around, true enough, there were ravens, and tried to summon said raven, which came to her calling. The raven was about to be squished in Afion's hand when it realized and fluttered away. Seeing a hostile action, the ravens decided to retaliate. And this is where we continue our session. Afion, you're surrounded by 5 ravens fluttering around you and trying to take a peck at you. This is where you have the chance to do what you need to do to get away from them, or stand your ground and show them what you're made of, I guess.
Okay. Can I? Okay, so I'm on the map on Roll20, right?
That's right. There you are.
So, is this a wall here? Or is that open?
That is open.
Okay, so I could technically, or saying, walk this way.
Yeah.
Well, run, I guess, this way. Okay, but it's open, you're saying the birds will be able to follow me?
Yeah.
Walk
Okay.
this way.
And
Oh,
how
this
close
way.
are all the birds together?
Yeah.
Are they like
They're a flock of 5.
Okay, so they're flying quite close together then. Okay, let's have a look. Where's my... Oh wait, my spells are around this way. No. I want to try to shoot one of them down with an arrow.
Okay. You are point blank, which gives you advantage.
Nice. So how does advantage work? Remind me.
So it's not necessarily the way it works is that whatever you roll, you have times. Let me just take a look. I know you just kind of times something. So, combat, basic, attack modifiers. Okay, so you get a +4. Yep, sorry. Ranges, point blank. You get a +5 modifier.
So it's 22 total.
22. Yeah, so... Let me just get back to roll 20. Right, so obviously... The bird's gonna... What the Okay.
The bird is gonna.
So with 28, it manages to fly away from your bolt.
The heck, man!
I exploded twice on my dice. I kid
Wow.
you not. That's
What the heck is that?
That bird's aerobatic skills are just like.
literally just flew.
That bird is done.
Okay. Then, in which case, since I didn't hit the damn bird,
Yeah, you have a
I'm
second
gonna,
action.
I'm gonna like head inside.
Okay.
So, yeah. Who's that? Who's this?
Oh, that's the old man from earlier.
Okay, so I'm moving.
more concerned about the other people, honestly.
I'm moving inside.
All right. The birds stay outside, fluttering. However, the old man, all of a sudden, starts to transform in front of you. You see this, his face elongate and harden from the front as feathers start to replace his white hairs. And his feet, you notice, which are barefooted, start to join and turn into bird claws. And with his arms, he flutters them up in the air, and he goes, "Ah! What are you doing?" Oop. Hold on.
So basically, you're telling me we have a big bird man.
You see, yes, he is were-raven. What are you
He's a
trying to
were-raven.
do?
Can I just cast a spell?
Sure.
I am going to cast Talfrin's Prison.
Okay. What's the description of
Oh.
that, please?
The spell allows me to bind the target in roots. The roots take 15 points of damage to break. Otherwise, a dodge or escape check must be made at a DC equal to my spellcasting roll to escape. So,
Okay.
I roll my spellcasting.
Yes, please.
Right, chaos reigns.
So that's that one, plus that one. It's 13 plus 9 is 22 plus 24.
24 is a success. Yep.
Nice.
So, roots shoot up from the ground, binding the were-raven old man. The were-raven is startled by this. Ah! What? Are you also a druid?
A druid? I am not.
Then
But
what's
you-
the meaning of this? Ah!
What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? As she points to the old man, gesturing that he is transformed. What kind of magic is this?
This is no magic. This is a curse bestowed upon us by the Dark Lord.
A curse.
That sounds familiar.
Brynmore just tosses his hands in the air, going, curses, cheese revelations. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
You know, curses can be broken.
The only thing that can break this curse is the death of the Dark Lord. Now release me!
Are you going to
before you
transform
release-
back?
Before you release, it's like just wait. He's cursed. How long is your wingspan? Are you able to fly?
He
This
cocks his head up towards you where you're standing on the barrels. Yes, I'm able to fly.
How
And-
fast could you say you fly?
Pretty fast.
All right, cool. Now, how are you cursed?
He starts to transform back into the old man slowly. Well, he says as he finally takes his humanoid form. You see, the Dark Lord made sure that we could only serve him with wine. In exchange for our eternal service, he says to free us from this curse. But he has not fulfilled his side of the promise, and therefore we are stuck this way.
Okay, so it's a curse via a spell. You weren't bitten or scratched by anything. Okay. Now, you're able to change via will? Like you could change yourself at any time. Was it or like when you feel a certain emotion, or like with the moon, stuff like that?
It is at will, yes.
Alright.
Also, when aggravated, usually we just kind of turn to.
Oh, yes, apologies. I just needed a bird skull. Yes, apologies for that.
Can you talk to the ravens when you're in bird form?
Yes, that is possible.
Right.
The other two
Sorry.
from the back come in, hearing the commotion. What's going on here?
Oh, nothing. Just some questions and answers. Now, could you go back to like raven form so I could like finish my sketch of your?
You see
your head?
the two guys who enter, like their face, like immediately in shock. It's like, you didn't just transform, did you? He points over to Afion and is like, she attacked one of our ravens. They start getting a bit, like, starting to stretch a shoulder, feeling very uncomfortable, and you could almost see, like, feathers popping in and out of their neck as they're really trying to keep their composure. Sorry, what was the question?
There's like you see Ragnar is just like looks at the looks few notes he's taken, like a half drawn sketch of like the were raven head, and it's just like more info, see them, and it don't really need to
Okay,
fight.
all right.
Let's
So,
all just
Afi-
calm down.
Yeah.
Afion, drop the fights. We don't need to fight. It was an honest mistake on everyone's part.
Okay,
I listen to the boy.
okay. I'm not sure if I can. Yeah, okay. So she'll probably like magically destroy them because they stay until they're destroyed. So let's say magically destroy and they go.
Alright. So he finds himself freed with his stick, with his cane. He starts hitting the floor. It's like, I've seen enough blights for 5 days. This is the last thing I wanted to see. And he kind of like, with his foot thumping down. Right, says the other on the back. We've prepared your quarters if you wish to stay.
Oh, thank you very much. That's real kind of you guys. I just have a few more questions as I follow them out.
You follow them in, so basically they're
Sorry, follow them out of the garage into the
yeah,
it's like,
they take you upstairs.
when you're in Raven form, can you see in color?
That's a good question. Birds see in ultraviolet.
So he kind of sighs and goes like, "Not exactly. I mean,
All right. Okay. Yeah, and it's just like a pepper him with questions. I don't care how uncomfortable he is. This shit's new. I've not seen him wear a Raven before. It's like trying to take deep drawings and notes and as much info as I can write down.
you're going to end up taking a lot of notes while staying in Barovia, it seems. Things are very different here from where you come from."
That's going to be great. On one hand, that is absolutely terrifying, but on the other hand, I might be able to write a book.
Well,
And that gives me coin that I need to go study
A
other
witcher
monsters.
that's written a book.
he would
Well,
have.
how else are the other witches going to learn? I mean, come on, Vesemir?
Yeah, that is if we can ever
They-
leave Barovia.
They look back at you as they're climbing up the stairs, and they kind of stop. It's like, what is a witcher exactly?
Points.
Wait, have you all gone after them to the rooms?
Yeah.
Um,
Or at least me and Wulu have. I'm a witcher.
You look human to us. I mean, apart from your eyes.
So-
what's...
Yeah. So we started off as human, but we have been genetically mutated and trained in order to kill monsters. So short version is I'm a monster hunter. I kill the monsters no one else can or wants to.
And I see. Okay. Interesting.
So when I'm
So
don't mean to sound-
why call? I mean, where does the word witcher come from then? Like, it has nothing to do. Like, there's no.
They're not like witches, no.
Ah, okay.
That's,
That's what I was.
What you are going after.
Well, we do know some form of like very basic magic, and I kind of like show I set a candle on fire and I use the forge to like knock it over and
Okay.
I extinguish it and just some maze. It's not as much as you'll see other members, other people do. It's just enough to help us get past. But no, we're not. It's just a coin. I think that was termed because we were different, could cast magic, and hunted monsters.
Interesting. Well, I'd like to show you to your rooms.
Yes, please.
Afion, you were saying something earlier. You stay behind, or are you following?
Yeah, I think Afion would have stayed behind just a little bit.
Sure. So I'm just gonna manhandle the situation here.
Unbelievable.
Doesn't
All right.
even ask.
So we have Ragnar who went, Wulu who went. Do we have?
At least you're getting some action, I feel.
I'm going. I'm going for my rest.
Okay. Right.
Are
feel like
you
Bernhold-
guys? Are you really going to go and sleep? You're going
Yes.
to be boring and sleep.
Yes.
Get yourself killed if you like to. I don't want to.
We gotta travel in the morning.
I feel like Bryn was the first person out before they even turned around and said like, "Oh, we've got your rooms ready." As soon as he saw the magic, he's like, "I'm done. I'm out."
Yeah, he's like, this is too much existential crisis. I'm done. Everything I know is wrong. Fuck this, I'm going to sleep.
This world negates all knowledge I had from my own. So screw you guys. I'm going to bed.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Boring.
I'm going home.
No.
Mind you, I also have like 16 HP missing from my health bar. So
Yeah, some of us didn't fare as well as you did, Aphlion. Some of us had the shit kicked out of us.
no, never mind.
That's
I've lost
true.
21 HP.
I'm old, I want a nap. I'm fine otherwise. I just want my nap.
Yeah.
Is
The
there?
old dwarf needs his beauty sleep. Let's be honest.
So Brimor,
Where is-
Ragnar, and Vulu are in their relevant dorms assigned to them. But Afion stays behind. What is Afion doing?
Would the druids have had any spell books with them?
No, none of them carry the spellbook, it seems.
Okay. Is Mr. Were Raven awake?
The old man has returned and back inside. He's kind of testing the wines here. He's upset, clearly upset that the wines have gone bad. He's moping, huffing and puffing, frustrated. He kicks one of the barrels, you know.
Can I go and talk to him?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm gonna go in. The first thing Afion does is apologize for the Raven situation outside.
Oh, you didn't know any better. That's fine, but be aware. There's a clan of us out here. So respect the Ravens. They might be your only true ally while in Barovia.
Well noted, of course. It's quite interesting, actually. A curse for an entire land. And you say all your people are cursed?
No, that I know of, my family has been cursed at the vineyard. However, we have others that must have been inflicted by something. Or this land is filled with deeds done by that Strahd. And he spits on the ground.
Yes, we've heard mention of him quite a lot now. This little time that we've been here. But we've heard a lot, and yet we've heard nothing. So, where could we find this Strahd?
He is either roaming the lands or he is up in his castle.
Actually, a question for you. You mentioned earlier while you were talking with the Witcher that you can communicate with the ravens. Is that magical in the sense that it can be a long-range communication? Or is that
It's as
as
if
we're talking?
we are talking.
Could you do me a favor? I know that we've started on the wrong foot, indeed, but I would like to ask a favor of you and your ravens.
Depends on the favor, I guess.
Well, you see, being a sorceress, I do like to get my hands on as many magical sources as possible, you see, and I'd like to extend the knowledge of magic towards what you have in this land. If you could perhaps, by chance, send your ravens out to source a location of some magical books, some library, we could perhaps...
He laughs. Oh, you are going to fit so well here. There is one that I know of that has a library of books filled with different type of spells, some even forbidden.
Ooh.
Yes. In fact, we call him the Mad Mage. For he's gone mad with power. Unfortunately, being mad with power leaves you unable to do anything with that power. And so he just sits there in his dwelling.
I see. And this dwelling is...
You're asking too many questions about this land, and the night is not long enough to tell you about every single place. But if you should know, I can tell you that you might want to visit. Bear with me a moment. Let me just get the land. Areas of Barovia.
If you want to send it to me private message, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
DM me.
Fuck.
You'll find him on the Mount Baratok.
Okay. I gotta take a note of that. Hold on. Actually, can you send me a message just so I remember it?
1 second, because I can't do it on the PC.
Oh. Okay, so while you're doing that, Afion basically, thanks him for his hospitality, assures him that she will, from now on, keep a watchful eye on the ravens, in the sense that she would like to be a bit of a protector of sorts, as in exchange for the information she got from him. And she goes up to her dorm quarters room and settles down for the night.
Okay, so there you go. Done. Okay, so I'm guessing everyone's asleep at this point. You may recover equal to your recovery points into your stamina and HP. Not more than that.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm up to 33 HP.
Nice.
Back to 45.
Man.
But there's more.
I just need to grab a pencil. Hold on.
Stamina.
Don,
Mm-hmm.
will we be using the system on Roll20 itself eventually, or
If you've updated your character sheet on Roll20, you can start using it. I don't have a problem with that.
I think I've updated it entirely.
I have looked.
Posters aren't meant to come with the drink, are they?
Not usually.
Alright, there's a few things we need to
Alright.
update in this regard, but in relation to your skills, I can see they're all up to date. So I'm guessing if we click awareness,
You get a new tattoo soon.
There we go.
Hi, getting one soon.
There.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna do it on
Yeah,
my
so you
patchwork
can
arm.
use your skills
A bit Witcher-esque.
to roll
Oh,
for
Jesus,
them.
exploded. Oh god.
Just
Nice.
thinking maybe like the,
Alright.
the
Alright.
size.
In relation to your weapons, they're not fully done. There's just a few things missing, so you're gonna have to.
I'm updating them right now.
So the damage over here, you need to rate like 1d6, for example, for it to be relevant. The WA, weapon accuracy, range if you have, and so on and so forth. The use skill, what you're going to be needing it from. So cord, I believe, would be
Either melee or swordsmanship. It's a sword.
not small blades.
Swordsmanship.
Okay, so that would be like that. All right. So I'll have you continue that. All right, compressing time, ladies and gentlemen. The night was peaceful and quiet. You recovered your relevant stamina, and they basically load you onto the wagon with 5 barrels of wine, and they see you off riding onto the road. Now the question is this: are you going to head back to Krezek, or do you have different plans?
I vote we return to Krezek.
I vote we explore more of Barovia.
Do you have any idea where we're going?
Are we gonna take these random barrels of wine with us all over Barovia?
Yeah, I vote that we go back to
Um,
Krezek.
I mean,
Because-
can't these people deliver the wine back to the place? Like, we can give them a seal of like, hey, look, we've been here, we freed it, and it's because of us that they came back. And then we head northeast.
thing is, we want to go into Krezek to get more information. Because I
Yeah.
feel like if we could get into Krezek, we could learn a bit more about Barovia before we start exploring it and wandering around.
In addition to that, it's a town, so if we need to stock up on supplies.
Ah, yes,
Please
get more
do.
cheese. You're right. Yes, you're right. You're right.
I need to see a doctor.
We need to see a doctor, of course.
Yeah. I didn't want to speak for the
Okay,
whole
okay.
group, but
Okay, we'll go for the town again then.
thank you, darling.
It won't take us too much time, at least.
So magnanimous.
Magnanimous. Unanimous?
Madness.
Mela, does anyone have a D20 handy with them?
I
Hi.
do.
Yes, I do.
Nice.
Alright.
You're talking to a bunch of role players. We all have.
I mean, since
I've got 4.
since the system uses a D6 and a D10, that's all I have in front of me. So,
Ah,
fair enough. Right. Nice.
Bunch of unused ones. I got access to 4.
Right.
Like,
In that
on my-
case, vote amongst one of you to roll that D20 for me.
I have
What's-
terrible rolling.
What's the luckiest
So...
one? Let's
I also
see.
want to point out that we could use Roll20 as well. The roll is
Yes, we are on roll 20.
Okay, who is feeling lucky today? 'Cause,
Great confidence,
Roll a
guys.
4.
I wanna feel lucky.
Wait, you rolled?
Who rolled?
You
Brimore.
rolled on
I want to
D20.
see if it actually accepts it. Oh no.
This is the fuck. This is all. This is talk to the dead all over again.
I just wanted to test it.
Oh
Okay, I guess it's a 4. I just rolled my D20 and I rolled a 4 as well.
Oh,
no! I
Oh
rolled
my.
a 3.
Oh god.
So there you
No, I'm
go.
not. I'm
Flick
not.
has
I'm not
spoken.
rolling. Just
We want
stick
the
with
4.
As you
We'll take
travel
4, Alex.
as you travel onto the road back towards the post sign, you noticed something that you've not noticed before, Brimore.
Oh.
You're leading the carriage. You're the one at the head of it, directing the horses on the main road. And what catches your eye is in the woodland, you see a headstone.
All right.
It's not just one, but 25 of them from your count where you stand. As you kind of see, you guys go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 25 headstones.
That's a cemetery. Jesus. Has to be.
Would you like to keep going, or would you like to investigate?
Has he
Would-
pointed out
would-
that
would-
there are the headstones, or has he not?
Yeah, so a bit more.
I'm gonna comment. Must be passing by some sort of cemetery, lads.
Ah. Untold stories, lots of unfulfilled wishes and determinations. In a graveyard. Very powerful magic. Let's have a look.
It's not out of our way. We could take a gander.
Worth a look, but
No
Affion,
desecration.
Affion, you're not allowed to be on your own. You need a buddy at all times.
Good idea, lad. Go with her.
Can I
Gives you a good pat on the back.
She turns around, as she was about to suggest that he goes with her. Affion looks over at Ulu, winks, and sort of wraps her arm around the witcher's arm.
Voodoo blushes.
Thank you for-
I'm not joining. Not this time.
Then I look. Ulu looks at Brynmore. You're welcome, lad.
Yeah.
You know, darling.
Should we just keep on going to Krezek and we'll collect them later?
No.
Oh,
You know, darling,
Okay.
you've never told me the story of how you acquired such a fine fur.
I just creep
It's a
over
long
Ulu
run.
again and say, I pity the boy.
It's
He'll be fine.
definitely a tale worth telling. Quick, let's look at the headstones.
So you mount
Yes,
off the
indeed.
wagon.
Yes.
Yeah, they pull it aside.
I think we're walking over towards it, yeah.
So you-
Hand, arms wrapped.
So as you come and stumble upon the 25 headstones, clearly this is a graveyard, an old one in fact, and it's been desecrated too. So it's not like the earth is, covered with the greenery and all that stuff. No. This place has been dug up. Headstones have been semi-broken, smashed. Names engraved into them, which are common names. There is one grave that seems to have not been touched yet.
Don't you think it's odd? Out of all these gravestones, this one here seems that it has not even been touched by time.
This is definitely odd. Is any? Oh, this is weird.
Is there like a way for me to see? Is there a way for me to like inspect it or look around it and see whether it's like people have just not touched it or whether it's like magically like that?
You can definitely give me, let's see. You can give me a deduction check.
Okay. Let's go. Oof. That's not great, is it? Well, deduction.
You have to beat a 13. Come on.
It's a okay. It's a 15. Yeah, 15.
Nice. All right. So, as you examine the graveyards, while the others have been desecrated and clearly messed about, some of them you can see that are not recent. Others, perhaps a few nights ago. This one in specific is not touched simply because you notice while the others have a commoner name to them, this one has Sir written on it.
A knight?
Okay.
A knight, indeed. So clearly there's some form of respect towards the knights in some way. For some reason.
And what's the name of this knight?
So...
Gotta love it when a player asks for your name, don't you?
Yeah.
I hate it every time.
I think
No matter how much
Brynmore,
no matter how much you prepare for it as well, it just. Hello,
Yeah.
what?
It just pops up.
or Brynmore, are we
Okay,
just like
but this is not a
hanging back
random-
near the wagon,
This
watching
is,
them?
This is not a
Okay.
random name.
Okay.
That's a game of
Okay.
Gwent.
So... don't...
You did not just say that.
Come in.
Oh no! It follows me through to the tabletop game as well. It's the
Seer-
one component of the Witcher I can't stand.
So...
Have the words.
The name on the
So-
headstone is that of Sir V. Hongad.
Sir V. Hongard.
Yes.
Bongar. Bongar. Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, I guess not much more to do here, is there? Witcher?
Yeah. Oops.
Dawn, I'd like to roll an awareness check or something, because I'm starting to get a bad feeling right now.
It's just
Go ahead.
desecrate. Brave. Let alone 24 of them. Or more.
But from what I hear of this Lord Strahd,
Oh,
he
that might be.
might not put it past him, would he?
I mean, he's turning people into were-ravens and demanding wine every so often. Yeah. Sounds like you might be a loony. Let's get this wine back. The graveyard's unsettling.
As you inspect the grounds, Brimore, you notice that there's a specific substance that you find scattered around the area. As you reach down, touch it, take a look at it, even maybe smell it a bit, you've come across this once, perhaps, or twice in your past, and you know it's not a good sign. It's specter dust. You find 13 full mounted specter dust, handfuls worth of it.
3% pulse. Okay. Okay, Jesus.
And you know specters dust usually comes from wraiths.
Yep. Again! Get yourselves out of there! No!
Was that Brynmore?
I believe it was. Looks like our little jaunt has been cut short.
Leave it to Brynmore to get himself in trouble. Let's go save the day, darling.
Always. I'll head back towards Brynmore and Rulu.
Me too.
Just a question for DM Don. How do you spell that guy's name, sir?
V. Hogar.
V. Hungar.
Hongar.
Now,
Hungar. That sounds about right.
yeah.
I love how you said, how do you spell it? And it was just V. Honka.
So what would you guys like to do at this point?
I'm warning the Witcher. If I recognize Spectre dust, then I'm sure he's gonna recognize it.
I think I've just been thrown to see such just desecrated, a desecrated cemetery that I've not really paid attention to the ground. Yes, Brynmore, where's the problem? You guys look okay.
Could you confirm what I'm thinking this is? And I just show him the substance, like the residue of my finger.
Yeah, I'll have a look. Don't need a d20 anymore.
So Witcher's Knowledge is something you can use.
Yes. So that's 8 plus 1, 9 plus 6, 15.
15 is perfect. Yes, you recognize it as Spectre dust. Clearly, there potentially can be wraiths around here. However, seeing that it's morning time, if any wraiths would be about to come about either noon for a noon wraith or later at night for a normal wraith.
Yeah, this is Spectre dust.
Okay, so I was right in my thought.
Yeah, not great, but we should be fine for now. We're lucky we got here early. It's hard to tell if it's a noon wraith or just a wraith, other than just waiting. But I wouldn't recommend that. Can I try and collect some of the Spectre dust?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Awesome, because it's a good crafting component for me.
So as you go around, roll me. Let's have a look. Yeah, roll me a awareness check.
Yeah, sure, can do. So that's intelligence. So that's a 16 off the bat.
16, perfect.
22 total.
All right. So, as you kind of look around and start analyzing, you kind of enhance your Witcher senses to look for this. You do realize that they come in piles of 2 around. So it's not just 1, but piles of 2. And you've managed to gather a total of 8 Spectre dust. Noticing this pattern of 2, you know that it's not a noon wraith, for a noon wraith would only have 1 set of Spectre dust on the floor. So this is clearly just a wraith.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll make note of that. In his journal, I suppose he'll write down wraith at graveyard, and then what he'll try to kind of commit to memory the rough area so that he can mark it on a map when they get to town.
Sure.
Because if these wraiths are causing trouble, that might be a business opportunity down the line. But for now, we've got to get this wine back. And there's no point wasting it out. So I'll collect the Spectre dust. I'll put it in my pouch. Give Brynmore a sort of slap on the back. Good catch. It's a wraith, not a noon wraith, so we're safe. There were 2 piles of dust, not 1, so they're just as bad as each other. But we've got more time before this one comes out. So as long as we're not here tonight, we should be good.
Understood. Right. Onward back to Krezek.
Off we go.
All right. You ride back onto the wagon with your 5 barrels of wine, and you carry on to the roads. You cross the crossroad signs, and you make a sharp left back onto the road. Can someone else please roll me a d20?
Who wants to roll this time?
I've done mine. It's your turn, boys.
Do you want to roll the
wanna
big
roll.
one? Okay, Benjo. Benjaville.
Come on, Veggie.
I give you Kayla.
Benji.
I got an 8.
An 8.
Yeah. Not that great.
Oh,
As you're riding along, you notice Aphion. The rider is back, wandering aimlessly in the mists. But he's going in the opposite direction. He's actually not on the same side that you saw him before. He's actually on the opposite side of the road now. So if earlier in the day before you saw him on your right, he's now on the left-hand side. And once again, he's there, the skeletal rider with an unlit lantern, just traveling in the mists. And he just once again disappears into it.
Curiouser and curiouser.
didn't someone mention that to us?
Mention what?
The rider.
Ah,
Although I forgot what the lad said.
Souls of people summoned or brought in to stop the Strahd guy who didn't exactly succeed.
Ah, yes.
So at least we have a glimpse to a possible future without needing cheese.
How
well,
much cheese we
I'd
still have?
prefer if we were more of the flesh variety than the skeleton variety.
I
But
think we all
thank you for that,
prefer
intuitive insight. And she kind of looks on forward, sort of like just a bit annoyed.
Someone's insulted your cheese.
You carry on your journey, and you finally make it up to the walls of Krezek, uphill. You notice that it's colder here again. Snow is still drifting, small flakes of snow still drifting upon the land. The guards immediately, once again, look over and they say, we'll call the burgomaster once, as one of them leaves.
Yes, please.
The burgomaster shortly arrives within minutes this time, panting. You've got the wine. You've got the wine. Open the gates. Open the gates. Quickly now. Oh, God bless you. May the gods bless you. The doors open slowly as it leads you in.
Mhm.
Ladies first.
Welcome to Krezek.
Ulu walks in.
God damn it, Wooloo. There's a moment like, yeah, watches Wooloo like,
Civilization.
gonna like just gently like grab, like lay a hand on Brynhard's like, Wooloo. Whatever. No.
I think Brynmore's just like, walls.
Yeah.
Something solid that makes sense.
Hello, burgomaster. Wine delivery, as you can see.
Perfect, perfect. He gets one of the guards to come down. Quickly, take it, take it. And he kind of takes, stead and rides off into the village.
Yep, just like hops off, watches it go.
It's so good to know that you can be trusted. I hope there wasn't too much trouble. It seems like only a day to get this. It takes a day to get there. Well, how is my brother? Please, is he still in good spirits and in good health?
Well, sir, your brother is in good health, simply wounded from a druid
He's
attack
alive.
at the
Druid attack.
winery, but he's fine. He's fine, sir.
Aye, they were held up by a couple of druids.
Who have since been dealt with. So, should all go smoothly sailing now.
I'm forever grateful. You've done us a great service here in Krezek. Please, he immediately starts walking and gesturing with his hands. Please, find yourselves at my humble abode. Come in to my house.
Thank you. I'll
Thank you.
follow him.
Yeah, I follow him too.
So this is his house right there.
Where? Oh,
As you walk in, you realize that despite he is the burgomaster, there is not much that represents any form of royalty or anything worth of much value here. It's a very simplistic house. There is a woman dressed in black with a black veil hiding her face as she seems to be patting her handkerchief onto her face. She quickly, abruptly straightens up and she's like, I wasn't expecting guests. I'm sorry. Where are my manners? I'm Lady Anne. As she hands her hand out to greet you.
Just not.
Pleased to meet you, madam. Take her hand and I guess kiss it at this point.
everyone wants to pass a remark about that.
Well, Aphion, do Aphion.
Oh yes. Oh well, I can't think of a witty remark right now. I just know that she's gonna say a witty remark.
Ah.
I
One
love
of
that
those
idea.
moments that
Ragnar-
you think of it after the fact, and it's like, damn it.
No one seems to be expecting visitors in this
Yeah.
region.
The one class Ragnar doesn't pay attention to is the etiquette class.
I can offer you, as the burgomaster enters from behind you and closes the door, quickly runs over to what looks like a kitchen with a few herbs hanging. I can offer you mitten, anything to quench your hunger or thirst.
Why, you know what? I wouldn't mind trying some of this wine that we've saved for you.
Ah, well, I still have some left. And he kind of grabs a bottle from the shelf. You can see it's pretty full. I'd say 3/4 full. Grabs a ceramic cup and pours it in and hands you the cup, Aphion.
Mm-hmm. I taste it. What does it taste like? Is it good?
It is the richest wine you've ever tasted. It's dry, but It bursts with flavors that you've not tasted before in wine. So rich in its texture, in its potency. Clearly, they weren't exaggerating about it being the life of Barovia here.
Wow. You really weren't lying about the wine. This is exquisite. It's rich, full-bodied, essentially bursting with flavors.
You see Lady Anne get up, starts weeping softly to herself, and just rushes out of the room into the next, away from you. The burgomaster looks over as I'd like to apologize for my wife. She's, I guess,
Who died?
Our son, our 14-year-old boy. He passed away 3 days ago from an
May we
from an
have
illness.
condolences.
Condolences.
Condolences indeed. Was this... Could you describe for me this illness you mentioned?
Fever at first, and it just got worse and worse. A horrid cough. Just even remembering just brings goosebumps. Unfortunately, we have no doctors here, so we try to treat it the best we could with whatever little knowledge we have with herbs, and unfortunately he didn't make it.
Unfortunate we arrived so late. We could have perhaps tried to save the boy.
Yes.
How come your settlement has no doctors?
We've been here for a long, long time, good dwarf. And unfortunately, we've been stuck behind these walls for what seems to be an eternity. No one here studies anything. We only know how to farm and make do with what we have, trying to keep ourselves self-sustained, you see, but unfortunately...
Do you have anyone trained in first aid? What happens when you need medical assistance? Do you go to another town?
Well, we try to call out aid to anyone who might answer, but no one comes, no one wants to travel these roads. And we're so far west, even more so. Passing through all these dredged places and woodland and the mist, may I add, is no safe place to be.
Speaking of other settlements, is there by any chance you have a map?
A map?
Barovia, or the surrounding areas, at least.
I might have an outdated one, but I should have something to represent the land. If you could just bear with me a moment.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
As he starts to go through drawers and cabinets, and he's like, no, it must be the study, and he kind of wobbles out of the room. You hear him also, Anna, are you alright? And as he exits, leaves you for a moment alone.
The real tragedy. Wish there was some way we could help. But death is final.
It is sad.
But is it really final? clearly, our skeletal rider has found a way to live on, so to speak.
I wouldn't
You
really
even
call that living.
life?
Aphion,
Yes, darling.
death is death. Dead is dead. No.
Ugh.
No.
Okay, darling. She turns over to have a look around the room.
I think Ragnar just like stand by the door, almost like awkwardly, just keeping an eye on where the burgomaster left, but otherwise not quite sure what to do with himself.
You hear the footsteps of the man come back. Ah, I found it. I knew it was somewhere. As he lays it on the table. Let me just give me a moment.
But well, hope so at least.
So in this case, Ragnar, seeing the map laid out, will not wanting to take the only copy this guy has, will go about. Do you have a bigger blank piece of parchment or paper or?
Right. Of course. Back into the study I go. And he wobbles away.
Did you send a picture of the map anywhere? Or?
Yeah.
It's in the locations tab.
Aha. Thank you.
And where on this map exactly are we?
You are in...
Oh, we're in Krezek.
Yeah.
Placencia.
I can't see shit.
Cave, Witcher.
Oh wait,
Strahd,
Mount
Volga.
Gaucus. The pool.
That's really far away.
Nobody to
Mount-
save it.
I can't find it. My screen is too small. Nah.
What are you looking for, Krezek?
Yeah.
All the way to the
Oh,
west.
wait. Yep,
To the
just under the Svelch Woods.
Oh no, it's further left than the Svelch Woods. Oh
No,
yes,
there's
no,
there's two Svelch
there's
Woods.
two Svelch Woods, yeah.
No, Svalage Woods is everywhere. These
Yeah.
are all the Svalage Woods.
Okay, but
Guys,
I found it.
Just take a
Found
look at
it.
Ragnar. Take a look at Ragnar really quick.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Because I bought Krezek Strahd. So I got the maps. But
God damn it.
I'm just gonna have this in my. I'm gonna keep this in my folder. Screw it. I've drawn a map.
Nice.
So to compress time, yes, the burgomaster came. He gave you, like, parchment. The roughly sizes of what we'd consider A3. And he also brought with him quill and ink, because he's assuming you're gonna need them.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah. So Ragnar will then just sit down and try to sketch out a version of the map that we can use. And then on the map he'll mark off where we saw the graveyard with the wraiths and just right there, haunted.
All right. The burgomaster looks over and he's like, "Ah, my dear boy, there's gonna be a lot of them running around. You know, you're gonna find a lot of those."
Well, luckily for me, killing them is my business.
Killing them. You can kill wraiths.
I can kill most
How-
everything.
How do you kill the undead?
Well, it is a bit tricky, but with the sword of silver
Silver,
and silver,
not
like
iron,
twice.
not steel.
No, silver.
What a
Yeah.
waste of precious stone.
Keeping it intact can be costly, But silver does damage to monsters, ghouls, creatures that iron or steel could never hope to do. Mixed with concoctions of special oils rubbed against the steel, the sword, magic, fires, a whole combination of things can cause damage, can kill most any creature you can run into. I like to deal with wraiths using a specific magic skill which forces them to corporealize.
What?
Forces them to become solid so I can hit them. It's
Fascinating.
It is. I should have paid a bit more attention as to how it works, but I'm just glad it works.
You must be some kind of scientist of sorts. You know, a man of science. For you to know all this. Not even our greatest mages, not even the Abbot probably knows about all this.
I wouldn't say I'm a scientist. I would say I'm the result of a scientist. But I've undergone horrendous things to turn me into what I am. So it hurts getting to that stage, but things can be killed, even if they've already been killed. Because it's not natural. And just causes more troubles for people who don't need it.
Quite peculiar, I must say. He turns over to Aphion and says, Elven one, you seem one more... how shall I say this? A witch of kinds. Tell me, does he speak any truth?
I would, I'd be careful using the term witch, darling. But, yes, the Witcher does indeed speak the truth.
The Witcher? I'm sorry.
It's
What I'm called.
kind of the name of, let's call it the profession / monster
Yeah.
hunters. We call the monster hunters from where we come from witchers. They are not related to witches.
Fascinating.
Which is why I tell you to be careful how you throw your accusations.
I'm simply asking you, old wise one, if he speaks any truth. Silver, something we wear as jewelry, melted down into weaponry, can be as powerful enough to deal with the undead?
Well, yes. You see, it has properties which people see as precious. So that preciousness can also translate into kind of a cleansing property. But I'm not a scientist.
And before you ask, the dwarf also speaks the truth, because I'm sure you are wondering that.
He looks over at Brimore and is like, then certainly you must be armed with silver too. You, a soldier coming from the same lands, I assume?
As he
No,
says
no,
the
it's
word
only the
soldier.
monster hunters that carry silver. I'm a basic soldier at this point.
Right. You
I am as basic as you will see. And I'm just tapping my fingers on the table, annoyed.
And before you ask, that is also the truth.
Oh my god. So sassy.
fascinating.
Fuck, man.
Now, I must ask as burgomaster, how long do you intend to stay within Krezek?
Well, I'd hope to stay long enough to get a map and have a doctor look at me. We've got a map, and you've told us that there are no doctors.
You
So I guess we'll be on our way soon then.
I need to repair my armor.
But
Do you
if you
have
do
any
have
smiths?
someone who can do that, it would be helpful.
Armor, no. No. Unfortunately, whatever we have has been passed down from father to father to father to son to son to son. Even our armor is not even armor anymore. The rust almost is the only thing that we wear upon our dear guards and so on. Like, there's only roughly around 200 people who live here, and we're dying out.
It's unfortunate.
Now, would you say that this is because of...
The oppression from Strahd, he says, very angrily. I would not have to deal with four dead children. 4, and none left to take over my name here in Krezek.
Wait, you
By
would
succession, it would be my brothers who are next, and his kin. But they can't enter Krezek, for they are dangerous. Yes, I love my brother, but I know what he is.
Okay. So you're saying that you yourself have had 4 kids die. Was it all the same way?
Well, I wouldn't say it's all the same way. All died at different ages, but yes, they became ill. And due to lack of treatment, unfortunately, they passed.
May I just pass a comment on your brother? Because while we were there was an instance where if you say you know what he is, he did transform, but he did not harm us in any way.
Irrelevant dwarf. He had made dealings with the undead Strahd, the cursed man himself. No, Krezek will remain untouched by anyone who has anything to do with that devil.
Has it possibly occurred to you that because you do not wish to bring in any influence, your young are being, let's say, succumbed to some unfortunate end because of his malfeasance?
Are you saying that my children became ill and died because of him? You say for me to be careful how I throw words around, elf, and yet you accuse my actions to protect my people.
I am not accusing you of anything, darling. I'm just simply stating that if this Dark Lord Strahd, or whoever he is indeed one who is dangerous, he possibly might go to no end to have revenge on you not being, forthcoming.
Well, if that is the case, then I have failed. I've failed to protect my people. I've failed to protect my family. And to be honest with you, I have nothing left to live for. I should hang myself right out there on the trees. And let this place choose their own burgomaster. I've had enough. The burden is too much. Too much.
What are the requirements to being burgomaster? Because if you said it would have no, because if he said, because you said that it would have been passed down to your children. I'm assuming you got the role from your father.
That is correct, yes.
And he got it from his father.
That is correct.
So if it's been passed down from father to son, or brother to brother, what steps are taken if you decide you don't want to be burgomaster anymore, but you refuse to give it to your brother, who would benefit the most out of you making that decision?
Well, I guess it would be the long line of whoever's family has the next longest line. I don't know, it's never happened before. We didn't really think of this moment. And we're too old, clearly, as you can see, to have another child, to conceive another. And I can't go through this again.
It's a rough thing. And it's not something you want to think about.
No.
Okay. Apologies for any poor timing.
No, I understand. You conversate and not know perhaps the monarchy system from where you come from. Perhaps it's long gone and dead, and perhaps for good reason. It's not working here. Well, not
I don't think it works anywhere.
Does it work? Yeah. Does it really work anywhere? Any form?
As someone who has been around for many years, whenever faced with such harsh realities and tragedy, it might be best to completely change perspectives. You could say, end it all here, or you could say, you'll make some changes. Doesn't mean you have to make any deals with this overlord, but you could possibly start by seeing if maybe your brother and his clan can help out.
You're interrupted by bells that come from a distance. And after the bell starts ringing, there also comes what seems to be like howling of sorts. And laughter. Amalgamish of sounds along with this bell. The burgomaster immediately rests both elbows on the table and covers his ears. It's like, that horrid sound ever since he came. That horrid sound. I can't stand it. I should have never let that Abbot come into our lands.
What's up?
An abbot sought refuge here. He said he'd help us. He took over the abbey on the top of the hill, but he's not done anything. To make it even worse, whatever he's brought with him, or whatever came from him, is desecrating our graves. Come, I show you. And he kind of gets off.
The mention of desiccating graves, right? Ragnar is a bit more alert and show me.
This looks like it will be interesting.
You cross the house, multiple rooms, just maybe 2 or 3 more. As he opens the back door, which you realize he has his own little small grave, his family grave, and you can see a couple of headstones. All of them have been dug up, except for the recent one, which is his son. Look, he says. That was only done perhaps a few years ago. Give or take maybe 3. Yes, 3. That was my daughter, he points down. You can notice that the shallow grave of this heavily decomposed female, young, perhaps 12, is missing an arm and a leg. Desecrates these graves for parts. Look over here. And he points over to another grave where you see clearly bones at this point in the grave, and he's also missing and 2 arms and a foot from the skeletal structure. Whatever that abbot is doing, it's unholy. And he sits there in our abbey, a place of worship. Whatever he's doing, he needs to be stopped, but no one here is brave enough to go.
My good sir, has anyone been allowed to visit the abbey for worship or for other reasons?
No, we don't go there. We only have one place of worship now, and that's by the lake, further on north from here.
So none have yet ventured into your own abbey?
None would dare. They're too scared. When your graves are designated for parts, you might become parts. At least that's what we think. Now call it a mob mentality all you like, but we're few in number, and we don't want to keep withering. He only desecrates the dead. Last thing we want is for him to start desecrating the living.
You said the thing he brought with him. What does it look like? Have you caught a glimpse of it? Have you seen it?
Horrid beasts. Horrid beasts. Amalgamash of things. Some look like werewolves, but like puppy-like. Other looks like giant lizard folk. Horrid, horrid things. Never seen anything like them before he came.
Didn't you see some graves while we were on the road, Ragnar and Afin? Do you notice any similarities?
They'd also been desecrated.
Yes, indeed, yes, they were. Except for one.
Savi Hongar.
Yes, a knight, probably.
Ah. Hunger, you say? Long dead that night. But anyone with Sir in their name would not dare be desecrated. They are from the Silver Dragon, the Knights of the Silver Dragon, who were the last to stand against Strahd. Unfortunately, Strahd dwindled their faith and their will to do anything anymore, and they just sit on the mountains in the ruin of a castle.
Sorry.
Broken spirited. Like everything else here in Barovia.
Brynmore,
Yeah.
what exactly do you need repaired?
What do I need?
Yeah, what's damaged?
My plate. And I just gesture to the puncture from which the blight stabbed me with its hand in.
Okay. I know you
It
said
can
you
take a
don't.
few more hits if needs be.
Okay. Well, we'll try not get you hit today then. But if we do enter an encounter, maybe, I don't know, lead with your left.
Well, I think if we are to encounter anything, then we do not split up like we did in the last area.
No, we won't be splitting up.
Because you lads both came back a bit rougher than we were.
Yes, and we will be entering through the front door. Where's the Abbey? I want to go have a talk with your new Abbot.
He points uphill. There. That's the abbey. And you see on top of a hill, the only structure that stands is this abbey.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how creepy is it looking?
Oh no, it doesn't look that creepy at all. I mean, it looks like a normal abbey, like any other that you've seen. Perhaps a bit small in size, but...
Okay, great. So inside is going to be a living nightmare. Good to know.
Looks well fortified.
Yeah. And you said no
Oh,
one's
sorry.
approached the Abbot or the Abbey because you're scared of what'll happen. How did he claim he'd help?
He didn't. he just sought refuge away from Strahd, and we let him in. He seemed...
And he's just caused problems ever since.
Well, not at first. He resided in the Abbey. There was no monastery there to begin with. He says he's a man of faith of sorts, and next thing we knew, he's started desecrating graves, or sent his minions of sorts to desecrate the graves.
I think it's worth checking out.
It's worth.
Could help the village. I'm
it's
willing
about-
to do so.
It's about time someone had a word with the abbot about his hobby.
I agree. And for this, I will pay you handsomely. Actually,
Great.
I'll make it even better. I will go round myself, door to door, to collect whatever coin we have that's not even worth anything here, because we don't make any sort of trades, and give it to you. You're gonna venture out eventually. You might need it.
That sounds good.
Afion,
Yes, darling.
give me a swing of that wine. I'm gonna need it.
Oh,
Get your own
shit!
glass, Brynmore. Actually, Brynmore, let's... Just 1 second. And she finishes her glass, pours another glass, takes a quick sip, and then hands it to Brynmore.
I meant the bottle, not your goblet.
It's like an indirect.
Well, darling,
kiss,
you have
Brynmore.
2 hands,
Good.
don't you? I was kind enough to pour you a glass. Brynmore. Brynmore,
I
Brynmore, darling.
just don't have the decency to go to take it in slowly. You know, I know what we're in for. I think I know what we're in for, and I'm just
Leave-
gonna take it in one gulp.
Did you just say that's an indirect kiss?
Yeah.
we getting all anime.
You guys are gonna get so shipped.
Okay.
Okay, I'll stop. Don't worry. It's fine. We're back. We're serious. Did you chug the wine? That better not negatively affect us.
It's gonna negatively affect something. I can feel it in my gizzards.
Oh.
Right. I'll take the swig of the goblet quickly. Like, I'll drop it in one breath. I'm ready to go if you are, lads. And lass.
And
Give me an endurance check, Brynmore.
Okay.
Of course. Right.
Explode.
Endurance.
Explode. This would be the moment for the explode.
Explode.
and that would be the most
I
badass
got a
thing.
19.
That's not
19.
bad.
Yeah, it's you taste the richness in the wine, like I explained earlier, but it doesn't affect you. You've had stronger wines in the past that didn't taste half as good as this, you know. So the intoxication does not take any effect.
That good old Nilfgaardian wine is disgusting, but it'll do the job. Oh, let's go.
I feel like that's how the Romans thought when they went to Britannica. It was just like, this is shit. Yeah.
What?
So
No wine? What is this tripe?
I asked for wine, not grape juice. So okay. So I'm gonna before we go, I want to go to the burgomaster. I said, I know you said you don't have any doctors, and that you generally call out for aid. Where, and I kind of hold the map up. It's like, where would the closest doctor be that you can consistently reach?
We always ask for aid at Valakia.
Brilliant.
But
Valakia.
they
Oh
never
God, that's a long
answer
way.
our call.
That's a long way on.
This is butts.
To the east.
Would that by any chance be any ways away from Baratok?
They would be pretty close if you cross the lake.
Oh,
They have access to Zratovic's lake.
Okay.
wonderful.
Burgomaster, you mentioned a group of knights called the Order of the Silver Sun, the Silver Dragon, perhaps?
Silver Dragon, yes.
Yes. Could you... you mentioned they were residing in the mountains.
Yes.
Does the
Argon's
same mountain
south.
I
Argon's
just
south.
carry on the map? Is it the mountains to the south?
Yes.
Dear God.
Mount Carcass. Oh shit. So many notes already. Damn.
I'll take another swig of wine.
I think at this stage it's just a case of like, okay, let's leave the Burgomaster with some of his wine. Let's go see a man of God. Come on. It's alright, Brynmore.
Could we have a quick tea break and stretch break?
Before you do leave, I hate to say this. Should you encounter any trouble, at least I want to know that I've done something for you. He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out the semi-precious stone with a rune on it.
Ooh.
Take this.
I'll take it from him.
If you apply it some way or somehow into your steel, or silver in your case, you would be able to magically make it more sharper.
Is it like a self-sharpening stone?
Not exactly. It's a rune stone with magical properties.
I'd look after hearing that, like the description, seeing the stone. Ragnar's going to put it down on the table, and he's going to pull out his cheat sheet journal that he has, and he's going to sit there. He'll flick through a few pages. Ah, rune stones. Okay. Magical stones that could be placed in a weapon or armor to provide magical effects. Oh, this will be helpful. You said it makes things sharper?
Yes. Named after my great-great-grandmother, Devena.
Devena.
Was she sharp by any chance?
How do you spell it?
Devanna.
Awesome. We will use this wisely. Thank you.
So it is 0.5 in weight, and if applied, it creates the effect of bleeding at a 30% rate.
.5, you said.
Yep.
And if applied, it bleeding rate.
30%.
Nice.
So once you roll the percentile dice, you have to make sure that it reaches like above 80.
Yeah. But you said 30%.
Yeah, that's the way it works percentage-wise, right?
No, above 70. Wouldn't it be 70 to 100?
Oh, right.
All right, cool.
Most generous.
I'll keep hold of it. How long does it take to apply to a sword?
I'm no smith.
Yeah, okay. We'll have to keep hold of it then. Thank you very much. We will use this wisely.
And I wish you all the best. I have no idea what the Abbot is capable of or what he's up to. But
Well,
whatever it is, if you do survive, do report back to me.
well, The Abbot definitely doesn't know what we're capable of.
Before I go, I'd like to ask another thing of the Abbey. Before this particular Abbot joined, were there any other members of the clergy in the Abbey itself?
As I said, it was vacant.
I recently assumed the former Abbot had vacated the area, not that no other clergymen, but
No.
we'll see. Right.
Okay. So, I think we'll probably head to the Abbey, but I think this is a good time to take a quick break.
Sure.
Yeah, just because I need to stretch and I need some more tea.
Let's do
Not
that.
bad.
Let's go for a quick 5-minute break.
Cool.
That's one way to get us back.
Wow! I hope you clicked record before that happened.
I did.
Did you press record and then I burp? Please.
All right.
It reminds me of like Critical Role when they're like halfway through a joke and they come back and Matt's just dead. It's like I deal with this day in, day out.
Oh, there. That's why I'm missing Afion. Okay. All right. So you guys head out from the burgomaster's dwelling, and you start heading north, as instructed. So you make your way. So, yeah.
In the meantime, I'd like to speak with the Witcher.
Yeah, go ahead. You can role play.
Ragnar,
Yep.
considering whatever this Abbot has brought with him has been desecrating the local graveyards, do you think it is a monster you are familiar with? Are there any monsters you're familiar with that tend to do this?
Well, there's monsters that tend to stick around graveyards, wraiths, noon wraiths, but they're just haunting it because they've got strong connections to the area that they're haunting. You've got monsters that tend to favor battlefields and mass graves around battlefields. Neckers, rot fiends feast on the corpses that are left over, that just get forgotten. It's not often you hear of a monster doing someone's bidding, unless powerful magics are involved. But also, his description of these beasts lead me to believe that they're not natural. You know, amalgamations of werewolves and lizard folks and...
Understood. Understood.
So if things go south, we're probably in for a tough spot. But hopefully things don't go too badly.
Well, we could always go on the ploy that we are obviously strangers to this town, just like him, who came to seek refuge, and we just want to...
Yeah, just to get to know the lay of the town, if we're going to be here for a while. That is the thing. We could also lock them in and burn the abbey down.
Catches on.
It's a worry for us all.
All of us go in, showing that we are refugees in this town.
We are. In that sense, we're not really...
We're not particularly lying, are we,
Lying.
Brindle?
No.
It's not that we are lying, but I do not think he will care.
Yeah.
If he is
that too.
willing to desecrate the local graves, what makes you think he's not willing to just trap us in this bloody abbey and kill us off?
I mean, that is a valid Valid fear.
Well, Brynmore,
Valid concern.
we're a very powerful sorceress, a very resourceful witcher, a very intimidating dwarf, when they need to be, and a soldier. So, we most definitely will be able to get out of this situation, if you ask me.
The emotional
I'd
backhand.
like to remind you this soldier took several hits for you, but forget it. Let's move.
The emotional backhand.
Jeez.
Yeah. Let's try not to pick a fight straight away. At least until we get a better idea of what we're dealing with.
No,
Aphion.
we'll see how it goes. Yes, Afion, you seem to be in a bit of a mood today.
What mood would that be?
Bitchy. Comes to mind.
Excuse you.
I believe what he means to
Ragnar,
say is,
don't make it worse.
Confrontational.
Well, your words.
Confrontation have I done today? I've just been talking.
And in the space
Let's
of
move on.
talking, you
Next
almost
up,
started a fight
the
with
Abbey.
burgomaster.
Okay, wait, before we rush in, no, what I mean
Yes.
is, let us be more smooth-tongued than, how do I put it?
So in that case, let's leave the talking to you two. And he gestures to Brynmore and Wooloo.
No, I'm not sure that's the wisest idea.
Well,
Although,
yes.
I mean,
Let us leave the talking to Wooloo. Indeed, yes, Wooloo. You are now the spokesperson of the group. And,
I didn't
Brynmore,
mean-
lower your hand, darling. We're not in a classroom.
See, Aphion. we
okay,
know
wait, if
you're
Afion is
good
happy
with
for me
the-
to speak, then I shall speak. It's
That's
fine.
fine. We just mean like just this once, you know. The dwarf might seem less imposing than a guy with 2 swords and a very powerful sorceress and an armed soldier. That's all, you know.
I have a feeling that this once is going to be used many times, and not just once.
I'll
Now,
be
I want to
honest.
point out that the dwarf won't be rocking up to the doorway of a abbey alone. He's still going to be
Oh, yeah, no,
accompanied by a man
we'll
with
be
2
there.
swords, a soldier, and a sorceress.
Also, I feel, Aphion, your skills are better suited when we're dealing with members of a higher class in life. You're very good at dealing with well-off people and rich people and dukes and duchesses and kings and queens. I feel like wasting your abilities and your skills on a man of faith is below your abilities. It's a waste of your talent and skills, and we don't want to insult you. You know?
I do feel I have been insulted just now, Ragnar. And she walks off, and and she's going to walk through the door just because she's been insulted by Ragnar.
Grab her! I grab her! I grab her! I grab her by the shirt. I grab her by anywhere I can reach.
Don't. Oh god.
The switchback
Like at this stage,
roads.
I feel like it's just me and Wooloo with this. It's like I try to make it better.
Can I intimidate all of them to shut up?
You
I'm just.
could.
Does Brynmore actually touch me?
Yes.
Oh god.
Okay.
I
Brynmore-
stomp my heavy dwarf foot on the ground and I yell, "Will you youngins, shut up!"
Don't test me, dwarf. And I just returned to life. It is clear that we have had a very long couple of days. We have not been seeing eye to eye.
Could I not roll
Perhaps if we
intimidation?
took a calmer tone with each other, the situation would be better.
I think.
Brynmore, darling, if you touch me again without first receiving consent, as is proper social etiquette,
Don't run into.
you shall be finding a
situations
very
at first.
rather itchy place upon your
Oh,
body.
screw your itch.
Yeah.
If you run into that building head first, you'll likely get yourself killed. Or have you forgotten the desecration of the graves?
Yeah.
I don't think
Has
she's
it
too
possibly
concerned.
not occurred to you that these people are so cowardly that they only steal from those that cannot protect themselves? Like Brynmore, a dead person. A dead person indeed cannot defend itself. On the other hand, we, on the other hand, most certainly can.
Stealing. What makes you think taking body parts is stealing? He didn't mention the robbing of jewelry and clothing. No, he's saying missing body parts.
Yes, but a dead person can't tell you no, back off and punch you in the face now, can it, Brynmore?
Relevant to my point. Let's just see what happens. I have no energy for this anymore. Let's just see what happens.
Okay.
At
Wooloo,
the
Wooloo,
Yes.
lead the way, darling.
Okay.
Yeah. Wooloo's thump and like, listen here, young ones, is just like it just snapped Ragnar back to school, and he's just like, he's kind of shortened his stature a bit. He feels like he's being told off. It's like, okay, I'm sorry.
The switchback
I
road
approach
that hugs
it
the
over.
cliff is 10 feet wide and covered with loose gravel and chunks of broken rock. The ascent is slow and somewhat treacherous, and the air grows colder and colder as one nears the top. The road climbs up 400 feet, doubling back on itself twice before you reach the area of the walls of the abbey. The walls climb up around 15 feet high. The main gate is closed, but not locked, as you can see that the lock has been broken.
That's a big one.
The road from the village climbs above the mists to the wide range on which the abbey is perched. A light dusting of snow-covered trees and rocky earth. The gravel road passes between two small stone outbuildings, to the either side of which stretches 5 foot high and 3 foot thick. The wall is jumpable, however, it is a jumble of stones held together with mortar. Blocking the roads are the iron gates, attached to the outer buildings by rusty hinges. As I said, this gate is unlocked. Viewed through the gates, the stone abbey stands quiet. Its two wings are joined by a 15-foot curtain wall and the protrude from the rooftops of the closer northern wing, which also spots a chimney blowing grey smoke.
Definitely active. Oh, the gate is open, so I unthreateningly and cautiously.
As you push open the gate, it squeaks and it screeches louder than expected as the iron rubs against iron and the bolts is the noise that you make. Immediately as you do so, two humanoids rush out, crouching and almost on all fours as they look forward at you. One holding a shovel and the other one in the hood, covering its face, hisses at you.
I pretend to be startled. Whoa! We just came to see a man of faith. We heard there's an abbot here.
The one that carries a shovel looks like a dog. Half of his face transformed with a pointy ear, long tail and big giant thighs that go down into paws, while his arms are still that of a human. You've never seen such a creature.
Do they look like they understood me?
The dog-looking one. Give me a moment. Yes.
Sure.
So,
Okay. I just imagine the Witcher in the background, like getting his little book and being like,
There's a moment of hesitation because like he sees them and there's a moment of like one hand like reaches for his book and quill and the other hand's reaching for his sword. He's like, I don't know how to
research or fight. What do?
it's either research and then fight or fight and then research. But like either way, these guys are off-putting as anything.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting to see how they react to you and your statement before I go.
So the dog-looking one looks over. He can barely even speak common, as like he makes these hyena laughs from him. I'm the smartest, and the wisest, strongest, fastest, and most beautiful person I know. The other cloaked individual, half of their face, the left side, is covered with lizard scales from underneath the hood you could see, and the right side, troughs of grey fur. Between the troughs is a pale human skin. One eye is that of a feline, and the other one is that of a human. Her fingers and hands resemble cats' paws, opposing thumbs. She talks in a gruffled voice. I don't like the way people look at me. Don't look at me like that. Don't judge me. I see you. You judge me all the time.
Not at all, lass.
You're not the one I'm judging. This is fine.
I'm the smartest here. You talk to me. You don't talk to her. You talk to me. I'm the smartest. I'm the fastest. I'm the prettiest one I know.
Okay. Do you know where the Abbot is?
Immediately, they look at each other. And the woman one looks back at you. Follow us. We will take you to the Abbot. And they head down
Hey.
the road. Quickly now, quickly. Stop judging me, though. Stop it.
I'm not judging you.
I love how Aphion is just staying behind us.
I don't know what she was expecting, but I feel like these two ain't it.
Oh, Jesus.
You enter to the back part, which clearly is a graveyard of sorts. Stunned pine trees grow out of the rocky earth in this graveyard, meets the foundation of the Abbey's north wing. The windows are structured to be old, and therefore they have cracked panes of leaded glass. Ancient gravestones burst from thin crust of in the snow yard. Beyond the low wall that surrounds the graveyard, the ground falls away. The village you could see lies 400 feet below you, and the view is breathtaking here. I'm the smartest. I'm the greatest. I will fetch you the Abbot.
Thank you.
And he goes through the door here. The other one is covering herself in the hood. It's like, stop judging me. Don't look at me.
We are not. We are not.
When we were making our way down, is the door to this like shed area closed or is it open?
That's what I'm wondering.
It's open.
Could I try to like sneak a glance in? Not try not to be too obvious about it, and just to see what.
It is empty.
The gatehouse stands at the entrance of the Abbey Gardens. The gatehouse is empty.
All right, cool. Oh, beautiful views.
Yes. Very nice views.
Must be nice seeing them all the time.
You can only imagine.
Stop being judgy. Stop it. Stop
Okay.
judging.
Not judging, not judging. How long have you lived in the Abbey?
Stop looking at me.
Okay.
Okay. We're not talking.
Looked
Not
at the
talking.
ground a little. Okay. This is. I just gotta wander up and down the garden while we wait.
You can see two scarecrows here. One, two. Lifeless, looking over. There's not
Okay,
much.
I'll go and have a look at the scarecrow just in a bit more detail. Just like, oh, okay.
I have a question, GM.
Yep.
Is there a way to stealthily cast a spell?
Yeah, of course.
So I can stealthily cast a spell in a way that they won't know that I'm doing it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, wonderful. I would like to cast Mind Manipulation stealthily on this being. Since they have requested that Aphion does not do any of the talking, she's stealthily going to mind manipulate this a being into being a bit more cooperative.
Okay, well, we learned that Aphion holds a grudge.
Well,
I
I
never
mean,
suggested you don't talk.
well, she's not exactly telling us out loud. Unfortunately.
So, let me cast. Let me roll for this. Hmm.
8.
That's an 18. You can defense resist magic
Yeah,
if
resist
you want.
magic.
Yeah.
So. Right. So that's a 21 from my end.
Does not work.
She hisses at you. You judge me. You judge me. I see you. As she kind of limps forward towards you, Aphion. Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I want to step in between them. Because I am here.
Cool.
And just be like, not judging. Not judging. And I hover hand around Aphion. I'm like, please, lass, let's go enjoy the view.
She sort of nods and let's say we go and enjoy the view, shall we?
Yes.
Over by the Witcher.
Yeah, I'm just don't know what to do with myself, so I'm like really interested in the scarecrow, seeing if there's anything odd about it, or if any of the graves have been desecrated.
None of the graves have been
here.
desecrated here. However, you could roll me a deduction check.
Oh yeah, I'm getting down to my Sherlock Holmes then. Okay, so it's a 14 before I roll.
I look at the creature and I say, for the one who's meant to be the fastest, they are taking a long time.
Okay. I need to roll softer so it doesn't go off the table next time. 22. 22.
You notice that there is, weirdly, rooted vegetables and squash here growing.
Nice little garden.
The scarecrows are harmless.
Okay. Nice selection of veggies, yeah. Hey, Afion.
Can I speak to the creature?
Yes, Ragnar.
It's a beautiful view.
Indeed, beautiful view.
I wanted to apologize for my earlier comments. They definitely didn't help the situation. And as Wulu has said, we've had a stressful last few hours, days, so sorry.
You know, Ragnar, for a witcher, you are particularly in tune with your feelings. And she walks up close to Ragnar and whispers in his ear, "Apology accepted."
With the microphone. Oh my
Roll seduction.
god. This is the time.
Great.
Please don't take me seriously.
Take him seriously.
This is neither the time nor the place.
Yeah, you're
Well,
the
I
one
mean-
that's trying to.
Well,
You're
the
the one
time
who
could
wants
be
to-
anywhere, but this is definitely not the place.
Okay. Glad to hear. Hopefully things should get
I see that.
smoother. Things should
I
go
see
smoother.
that. What is that?
The other monster.
Wise one has managed to give you audience with Abbot. Follow the smart one. Follow the fast one.
Okay.
Oh, now he's going fast.
Are you guys
Hold on.
okay.
Bear with me a small moment. Let me just shed.
Bear with me.
Bear?
But no, it's okay.
Rar?
Or
Rar.
A quick question for Ragnar. Ash. Does Ragnar sort of get used to the scent around Afion, or does he not?
He slowly does. It's still a bit off-putting that there's this very strong scent whenever you're around, because obviously we're still, as a party, it's still quite new
Of
being
course,
together.
yes.
But I feel like he slowly gets used to it. But he kind of, yeah, he's
Okay.
building up a familiarity to it.
Okay, that's good to know.
The thick fog that fills the courtyard swirls, as if eager to escape. The courtyard is surrounded by 15-foot-high curtain walls, on which stand several guards with their backs to you. Or so it seems. It's clear now that these guards are merely scarecrows as you look towards them. Wooden doors to the north and east leads to the abbey's two wings. In the center of the courtyard is a stone well fitted with iron winch, to which a rope and a bucket are attached. Along the perimeter, tucked under the overhedging wall, are several stone sheds with padlocked wooden doors, as well as 13 shallow alcoves that contain wooden troughs. 2 wooden posts pounded into the rocky earth have iron rings bolted to them, and chained to one of them is a short humanoid with bat wings and a spider manipulus. The quiet is shattered by horrible screams coming from the sheds. Over here! Over here! He gestures away from the noise.
Yeah.
Come along.
Ragnar's hand is now. I'm not gonna say it's like on his handle of his sword, but he, it's
He's
closer.
slowly reaching for it.
It's like,
He's just holding his collar, like.
yeah, it's just close enough, and without looking.
Look, I'm gonna be blatant about it. My left hand is already on my sheath. My right is not on my sword, but my left is on my sheath.
Yeah.
In this you go. In this you go.
and
In as I go.
I'll be the last to go in, like keeping a solid eye lock on this guy, just as we go in. Just
Creepy fuck.
they are Frankenstein monsters. I am not comfortable right now.
You hear gentle sounding music that trickles down from above, played on a single stringed instrument by an unseen master. The ground floor is one large 50-foot square room with arched leaded glass windows. A cauldron sits on the iron rack above the fire in the heather. While above the fireplace mantel hangs a golden disc engraved with the symbol of a sun. In one corner, a wooden staircase climbs to the upper level, while another corner, a stone case, descends into darkness. Several chairs surround a wooden table that stretches near the lengthy room. Wooden dishware and golden candle bars are neatly arranged on the table. Standing behind, which you could see, is a young woman with alabaster skin, dressed in a torn and solid red gown. Her auburn hair is neatly bundled so not to touch her soft shoulders. She seems lost in her own thoughts. A handsome young man beside her, in a brown monk's robe, gently takes the woman by the hand. A painted wooden holy symbol that depicts a sun hangs on a chain around his neck, as he moves with grace of a saint. Greetings, greetings, travelers. How may I be assistance to you here?
Thank you for giving us audience. You see, we are not originally from Barovia, yet found ourselves in this mysterious land. I had hired my companions to assist me with a bit of a werewolf problem, and they seem to have led us into what we came to know as Barovia. And we just wanted to see if maybe you could guide us as a man of faith and everything into how to, well, be in Barovia.
I see.
We also heard that you were not originally from the settlement, so that is another reason why we wanted to speak to you. The locals are rather guarded.
I have come to find shelter here in the great abbey of the Sun God. I must say, I am currently in preparations to give Strahd a new wife, as you can see. This is my task here.
I see. So, even though the god you follow seems to be one of the light, Why are you following what everyone here is calling a Dark Lord?
Ah, I am not following the said Dark Lord. I am simply trying to find some form of joy in his life. Perhaps it would lift such darkness and sorrow across this land. I am trying to provide a solution for Barovia.
I see. And you think that a wife would be enough to remove such darkness?
He seeks to find his bride,
I see.
and I am providing him with the perfect bride.
We do not know much about this lord. So, could you tell us maybe more? To educate us?
Strahd von Zarovich is his name. He is the land, and thus he has full control over this domain. And trapped here long ago by his own doings, he now is the only sole provider for Barovia. He determines and dictates what stays and what goes. Unfortunately, the foolish people here of Krezek think they are safe behind walls, but alas, they only fool themselves. Strahd cares very little for this settlement, and he has not shed eyes upon it, and I thought I could work privately away from his eyes to surprise him. He looks up and down the fair woman. However, I am unfortunate enough, while she is complete, missing a wedding dress for this beautiful bride of Strahd. I was wondering if you could care to assist in some way to fetch me one.
You should be able to find one. But when you say you made him a bride, how did you do that?
He holds the woman's hand gently and brings her forward to you. Examine her perfection, please. As you look closely, you notice that she's stitched up. No part is the same. Her head, her torso, her left arm, maybe even a thumb or two, all stitched together from different body parts. One leg is thinner than the other, a bit disleveled even. The scalp as well, you notice there are stitch marks. Her hair does not belong to her, clearly. Perfect, as you can see, by my own divine hands.
Oh my. Did this young lady get injured by some kind of creature? She seems to have a lot of
No, darling.
thing.
I have made her from, you could say, I recycled and reused of what no longer needs the body parts. Isn't she just splendid?
Can I, while they're talking, because Afion finds this increasingly interesting, can I please roll magic training?
What do you want to discern? What are you trying to identify?
Okay, so it can be used to understand the question of magical theory, right? So I want to be able to know what kind of magic has brought stitched up body parts back alive, basically. That's the question.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, not bad. Let's see. That uses intelligence. So 17.
You have read about something very similar. An unholy practice within the magic community that is forbidden. Amalgamash between necromancy, mutation, advanced mutation, that basically creates such creatures.
Wow.
In fact, you almost could remember reading from one of the great mages, Glynis, once wrote, "I have never attempted mutation, and I doubt I ever will. The prospect of forcibly twisting the body of another creature through torturous experiments is repulsive to me. I have no doubts that if a reliable form of human mutation was discovered in the time of the usurper, I would have been forced to mutate slaves by the hundreds." This is a quote taken that you remember.
Interesting. So does it mean that they have to start with a live host?
Yes.
No. Oh, yes. Of course, because it's a mutation. Wow.
But in order for the rest of it to work, mutation and necromancy is a combination that needs to be put together.
I see. Okay,
Find
carry
the
on with the
paste and
roleplay.
cut and stick new bits to it.
Thank you.
This is an abomination.
Well, if you really think that putting this lady in a wedding dress can help Strahd, then we might as well hop back down to the village and see maybe we'll find something. I turn around and kind of look at the others like, kind of out of what to do.
Okay, I'm gonna
Um,
speak out of character right now.
Sure.
Okay,
Mhm.
like no character. Don't twist this in any way.
Out of game, right.
Hypothetically,
Out of game, yeah.
if I just swing at this guy with my sword,
I
what's the likelihood that I'll just decapitate him there and then?
I honestly, I feel like at this stage I was also going to turn around and say, like, after hearing like he's sewn it on and kind of piecing together that leg is a child's leg, that foot is a child's foot, that arm was part of the burgomaster's, and seeing what is he. Ragnar was like 2 seconds away from swiping at him
I'm
himself.
sorry, okay, but
This is
no
atrocious.
no person who's willing to bring back the dead and stitch different body parts to them and think it's okay is a sane person we can trust. I'm sorry. I don't know if I want permission from my colleagues at this point.
Like at this point.
No. Wooloo is like so shocked that they've never seen anything like this in all
so,
their
like,
years.
I
So
guess
they're
there's
literally
Going on fucking
stuck.
Smoke of Sauron right
So there was a
now,
moment,
okay?
like the one hand is here on his collar, like close to the swords. The other hand is like hooked around his waist, like near his notebook. The second he walks in and sees this woman and like hears what this doctor's been saying, this hand is dropped to like the sheath of his steel sword, and this hand is raised up to like the handle now. It's a case of like, there's no way we're letting this guy live. It's a case of when that becomes reality. When does it start?
I'm gonna lean into Ragnar right now and try to whisper into his ear. If the worst comes to worst, can you handle the monsters until I manage to butcher this guy?
I can handle them.
You have
Just
any
hope my
idea what they are?
Abominations, undead.
Touché.
My silver might work against them if they're undead. As we'll have to find out.
I pull out my sword and swing at the man.
Everybody roll
as he
for
draws his sword, I'll draw
initiative.
my silver sword and turn to face. Just like turn to face the dog thing behind us. Just
Yeah.
All right, so
Remind me.
click on your figure and roll
Where is
initiative. So
Where's my dice?
Is it reflexes?
Oh.
How do you
Or
roll?
dexterity?
how do we do initiative again?
no.
Oh, it's the D10 plus reflex.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh, just that?
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh. Oh. Well, at least it's the initiative roll and not anything else.
Do I have
Why
to
is it
roll
telling
again
me
on a nat
reflex?
1 with the initiative roll as well?
Yes.
Why is
Alright,
it
cool.
telling
So I
me-
rolled a 1, I re-rolled and I got a 2. My
13.
reflex is 8, so my total is 6.
So hold on.
Hold on. What's wrong with roll 20?
I have no idea, but I'm just taking down the names.
I got 15 if you want to write me.
13.
So
That was good. I'm glad I got a. I'm glad I rolled low and got a 6. I'm reacting. God damn it.
Reactoring.
Reactoring, bro.
I need
So-
more comfortable headphones.
so Afion, how much did you get?
15.
15. Brimore?
I have no idea. It's not when I clicked ref. Oh, it's telling me ref save. It's telling me reflex save. I'll just
Okay,
roll
so-
a regular dice. Is that
I
okay
think
with
it's
you?
better because then you just add your reflex to the dice roll. It will be faster.
I mean, it looks like you rolled your reflex roll. Yours was a 3, so that plus your reflex, or you can, I suppose, re-roll.
How much did you get,
Roll
Ragnar?
with your actual dice. 6.
Voodoo?
13.
Okay.
I got a 3 anyway, so
3 in total? No. 3 plus your reflex is
or 3 plus 9, so 12.
12. The Abbot. Let's go.
2, 2. 2, 2.
Thank you.
Okay. So, turn order as such. Right, so
Oh,
Ah, shit. Ah, shit.
oh, bud.
going by the person who initiated action, which is Brimore, I believe, right? Swinging your thing. Okay. So, how much did you roll for the hit? Sorry, or did you not roll for the hit?
Rolled yet. I was just waiting for you to tell me. So would be swordsmanship. Why aren't you rolling? Oh, it's asking me what I want to roll for swordsmanship. It's fast strikes, a regular hit.
So, do you want to do fast strikes, which basically means you hit twice, or do you want to go for a strong hit, which is once, but you deal more damage?
Since I want to decapitate him at this point out of pure disgust, I'm just gonna go strong strike.
All right, go for a strong side. Yep.
Input value extraction, no, right?
No.
Okay. Yep, weapon selection chord. Target location, random. I'm not gonna. Additional mods. Do I have any
No.
bonuses?
No.
No.
So 16 to hit,
And
and you're going for the torso. So a 16 just hits.
Okay.
So, surprised that you sheathed your sword and you swung at him, he takes one step back, but it's not enough for him, and you just gash at him. Roll for damage.
Right. That will be.
Let's do some more.
Damage of 19.
Nice.
Considering it's a strong
Nice.
strike.
Wow.
All right. Which brings us
25%
to
jump.
Ragnar.
Yay.
Hold on. Can I ask something very quickly?
Go ahead.
Is it counting in the strong strike as well, the 19?
Yes, I can see it there.
Okay. Alright. Go on.
All right. Ragnar, what are you doing?
So when he drew his sword and went to attack,
Mm-hmm.
I spun around to face the monster behind us. To see if
He's
you know,
outside, so
I trust in the others to deal with the abbot.
okay.
The girl is concerning, but she's not on my highest list yet because at the moment, without sounding horrifically sexist, she just looks like a frail target. So I'm not expecting much until she grows claws and like rips a skull out. So I'm just going to have my silver sword drawn, watching and waiting. Like maybe prepare an action if that's a thing in the Witcher one to swing as soon as the monster comes through the door.
Sure thing. So you're holding action.
Yeah.
All right. Which brings us to the abbot. The abbot, displeased by how his hospitality is treated, and at the same time he kind of pushes his creation aside. Do not harm her. How dare you? You called her an abomination. You...
We lost you there.
We lost you for a second. You froze.
Okay.
Last I heard was pushes his creation aside.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do not harm her. You called her an abomination. How dare you? As you see, his whole appearance starts to glow. Immediately, he... Okay, let's see.
Reevaluating my risk assessment skills?
Okay, so he disappears into thin air, appearing behind you. And
Oh, shit.
this time you notice that he has something that he didn't have before, which is a sword, as he slashes down onto you.
Do I get to dodge?
You definitely can, if you want to.
Right, dice gods, don't fail me now. So that's
So,
where's dodge and escape. No mods. Right, roll a 19 again.
Nice.
you did a 19?
Yeah.
Right. So you just manage to hear the blade behind you. As you look back, you're seeing it come, and you immediately just dodge down and it goes over your head. Which brings us to Aphion.
Sorry.
No.
Right. I'm going to cast Talfrin's Prison, just so that he's an easier target for everyone, because it seems like he's not an easy target, even when he's not expecting to be hit. So, I roll that to give you the DC, and then you can roll to see if you. Oh, 10, 10, 10.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
10 plus 4.
So I can do resist magic, yeah, though.
No, the only way to get out of it is a dodge or escape,
Oh,
not resist magic for Talfrin's prison. So, 10,
I just know that
that's
when
12.
14.
Just-
Oh, well, 10 plus 4 alone is 14.
There you go.
Plus, and then
I know when this is all over, we're gonna get such
519.
snide remarks.
24 plus 2, 26. 26 total.
Alright. So yeah. You cast a spell upon him. And he's what, stuck? He can't move?
So basically, like before, roots and vines
okay.
go and bind the target. Let's say he's right next to the wall there, right?
Right.
So he's bound to the wall, like the roots come up and hold him at the feet, and his arms sort of get bound to the wall, and he's just bound. So those roots need to be 15 points of damage to break,
Okay.
and the only way to get out of it is for the roots to break.
Got you. Okay. Is there a second reaction you'd like to take?
I mean, while he's pinned down, I guess I'll shoot him with the shoot him with an arrow.
Go for it. Well, he can't dodge,
But
so...
hold on, wait a bit. Aphion, after subduing the enemy at this point, wouldn't really be interested in attacking further because he's subdued and the other people can go and attack him. So she's going to walk over to this side next to the creature lady thing. Can you just like inspect further, find out if she's like still alive or just undead?
Give me a monster lore if you have.
I mean, it's at a 0, so I don't have, so it's just a basic.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 1.
Yeah, no, fuck all, mate.
So that's
So you roll again.
4 total.
So you rolled negated what the result was.
I rolled again 5. My intelligence is 9,
Nine.
so 9 minus 5 is 4.
She looks like a helpless creature, clearly against her will, put together, as she looks down with 2 different colored eyes. She doesn't glance at anything that's happening. She's just there, motionless and silent. To you, it just looks like this helpless new creation put together.
Okay.
Brings us to Wooloo.
They use my dwarven cleaver. So
So
that is a 1.
okay.
In total 14. Sorry, 15.
So you rolled again and you deducted from.
No, I haven't deducted, no.
Okay,
So how does it work? It's my first one.
so you roll a 1, you roll again. Whatever you roll, you deduct from the overall skill and skill base and stats.
How much do I deduct?
Whatever you roll.
So you
So
the roll in total.
Yes.
So whatever I need to deduct 15.
So roll again. Let's go step by step. So you rolled a 1. Roll again. What did you get? A 10? You got another 1? Okay, roll again.
Okay. That is a 5 plus 14.
So 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 minus 4. How much is your total? 14?
I rolled a 5
Right.
on
5,
the
5 plus 1 is 6. Now the 6 deducted from
So,
your...
what-
Oh. You don't-
5 plus 1 is 6. Okay.
Right? And then
So
that
that's
number minus your overall stats that you have. So if you're attacking, you should be using what's...
my small weapons, yeah.
Yeah, small weapons plus where
So-
that's driven from, deduct the 6 from the total.
Okay, so that is 21 minus 6.
Okay, yeah.
Does it hit?
So 21 minus 6. Yes, well, he's against the
15.
wall, right? So
Okay.
he can't defend. So as long as you didn't fumble, that's what I'm looking for, a fumble. You
Okay.
you didn't fumble that badly. So you still
Ooh.
managed to hit. Roll for damage.
$15.
15. All right. Which brings us to
And that is bludgeoning slashing damage.
Cool. Brimore, we're back to you.
Right, so seeing that he's tied, I'm gonna walk up to him with my sword,
Mm-hmm.
put it up against his throat,
Okay.
and tell him, "Let's see you revive yourself from the situation, you sick fuck," and slit his throat slowly.
Slowly, he says.
Slowly.
Slowly.
Slowly, he says.
As he gargles in his own blood. His last words to you would be, "I could have raised the dead."
He could have raised the dead.
Yep.
Not really something that I'd be concerned with, is it? I don't think that's a good idea.
Did we hear him say it as well?
You heard him,
I mean-
Wooloo. Yeah. The others.
I mean, if they're gonna end up like those creatures, then
No,
Dead is dead.
Considering what I've seen, like, if those monsters outside, okay, are amalgamations of his work, and then this poor thing, okay, who's been grave robbed to be built, is what kind of fucking horror would you want? to have
Horrifically
one other people
unnatural.
do that?
Well,
did his
don't forget,
creations fall apart, or
No.
the body parts were grave robbed. The body that the body parts are stuck to
was a person?
are a living person.
I'm still content with what I did. I don't regret it one bit.
Sorry.
All right.
I
in
would like to
person as
check
well,
his
right?
body for anything interesting.
Okay. So.
I also ripped the medallion off his body, saying he doesn't deserve such a fucking gift.
So you take the wooden sun medallion thing that he has chained around his neck. As you loot his body, you find that he has quite weird ingredients stacked in 4 pouches. You find 2 spectre dust, 3 wraith essence, 6 infused dust, and you also find a rune you've never seen before. You're not sure what it does, but it's there.
Okay. So I'd like to take the ingredients and give them to the Witcher.
Can I
And
ask to keep
Standing
the
by the
infused
door.
dust?
oh yeah,
Just, like,
absolutely.
waiting.
This looks
And-
like stuff you two might like. And the ruin,
Yes,
I keep it.
infused dust. Wonderful.
What did I get? Spectre dust and wraith dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much?
Was
Spectre
it
dust?
six wraith dust
Yes.
and 3 spectre dust?
3, yeah.
My Spectre dust collection is growing.
You should have 19 by now, no?
14.
Didn't I have
I-
13 on myself?
Yeah, you didn't give it to me.
And the ruins are 0.5 in weight.
I'll give him my own Spectre Dusk once we return.
0.5.
How are the creatures reacting? Nothing? Nothing at all?
There's nothing, but there's no reaction. His bride still is there, motionless, looking down.
You guys got this handled?
Well, he's dead, Ragnar.
Right. It's worrying that his things haven't come in yet.
That's probably because they were created from an already living body. So I don't think they're just being kept alive by his magic. They're alive because they're dead things combined with an alive thing.
That's fucked up. That's actually fucked
not
up.
too dissimilar to the way you were mutated, Witcher.
I stand by it. It's fucked up.
I'm going to back up the Witcher at this point. I'm going to back up Ragnar. I'm not leaving him alone in this situation.
Are there any like?
Can I lock the door?
You can.
Yeah.
There's a locking
I
mechanism.
lock the door.
Okay.
Great. And I'm gonna go to the bride. Gotta go and have an actual close look at her.
While he does that, can I search for books?
There are no books here.
Oh,
There's stairs though.
yeah. I want to go upstairs. Can I go upstairs?
But you definitely can go upstairs, yeah.
I will
So-
go upstairs.
Just getting a look at, and I'll add to my notes, stitch together, and all that. Can you understand me?
You see her look up to you. Nods.
Did you used to live in the town? Did you willingly come? Do you want to live? As she shakes her head, I'll take notes that Wulu said that they were dead things attached to a living thing. And I will raise my silver sword. I wish you peace in the next life. And drive it through her heart.
She immediately screams this ear-piercing scream. Take a -1 to your awareness when it comes to hearing,
God.
as you feel hot liquid drop down from the side of your ears. You almost can't hear right now. You know when you have that bomb that hits right next to you?
Flashbang.
That's
okay.
what it's like. As this piercing
ringing.
scream fills the room.
Is that for everyone or just for Ragnar?
Just for Ragnar because he was up close.
Okay.
And she collapses onto the blade and slips against the wall. Blood smothering down.
I'll go, like, as she collapses forward, I'll catch her and lower her to the ground. Pull the sword out. Okay.
Well, that's definitely something I agree with. as sad as it is.
When we take her back to town, she wasn't alive when we came here. His plans never worked. It'll probably bring them some more peace. But it's... We've got at least...
I don't think it's best if we even show her to them.
Well, there's still...
We need... There's a family in town with a missing daughter. There's families with body parts missing from their graves.
This needs to end their chapter. But we
It's
mustn't
hard.
forget there's still a couple of other living creatures out there.
Well, maybe they can be talked with. We know at least 2 of them were talking to us.
They seem to have... At least the doggish one seems
Some
to have the
intelligence.
characteristics of a dog.
Yeah.
And although those are very loyal beasts, I don't think anyone's going to take care of that.
No, we'll have to deal. We can at least ask if they want to live or die.
I'll leave that to you.
Right.
You notice that the music stopped, by the way. There was that soft one-stringed instrument music. It stopped. And I'd like to take a moment just to cut away from the group and go on to the upper floor where Aphion has gone.
Sweet Jesus.
What is that?
You see this 4-foot creature with 2 heads, one of a baby and the other one seems of a centaur of sorts. A satyr, sorry. Walk over. He has a violin which is pretty much big as his torso. Walking over and saying, "What was that? What was that?"
Why, hello there. I am a friend.
Where's Master? Where's Master?
Your master had to leave for an errand.
The bride! Where's the bride? Oh, the scream! The bride!
Yes, he left because he did not manage to do what he had to do.
How will Cloven feed? How will Cloven feed? And he's rubbing the baby, like caressing the baby heads. Must feed. You leave me hungry.
Come here, young one. Come here. Come here. Can I have a look?
He waddles over close to you.
Can she, like, I don't know, like, inspect, or what's this, like?
You see, as I explained, the heads joined onto one body, which is pretty much a very short, custom-made Abbot. You notice he has one hand that is larger than normal compared to his body size. And he has the other hand, which is made out of like a large crab, a foot of a bear, and another foot of a human.
Okay, so I can assume this was basically a mutation like the bride, but just with animal.
Pretty much.
Oh. Okay. I tell it. Oh, let me think. Why did you stop playing your beautiful song?
The screams! had to stop the screams.
Oh, don't worry.
As it covers its ears, holding with its human hands the violin against its head and the crab over its ear.
There's no more screams, young one. There's no more screams.
Couldn't play because of the screams.
You said he plays because of the screams?
Could not continue playing because of the screams.
Ah. But what would get you to play some more? Because I loved your music. I'd like to hear some more.
He wobbles over to the side of the room onto the chair and he starts playing the violin again. And he plays a tune that he was playing before, this stringed melody.
This is where you go down the stairs slowly. Just,
He seems fine. He doesn't seem like he's going to do anything.
no, all of them.
As you look around the room,
What's on the table there?
yeah,
I want to know what's
it's
on
a.
the table.
You notice you're in a workshop, and clearly there is what looks like a body sheeted on the table. You see a humanoid form sheeted. In the corner of the room, you see a bunch of tools and body parts kind of stacked, what seems to be in a large bag of sorts, weathered bag. Clearly, this is the workshop where experimentations and mutations are being done. You see a book open, held weighted down with an arm and a bare foot.
Can I go look at the book? I want to look at the book.
You can definitely look at the book.
Is it written in Elder, by chance?
It is written in common.
Okay.
And in the book, from the page you currently are reading that's open, is basically an advanced alchemy mutation of how to bring certain mutations together that corresponds to create certain mutants.
Ah. Okay, now just a bit out of game here. I have to clarify a mechanic with you.
Sure.
Because it then determines whether I take the book or not.
Mm-hmm.
So on my mage skill 3, the middle one is the scientist. Now, I can't do it now, obviously, because I haven't trained so far in it. I've only just started training the first one. But at the end, there's an ability called mutate, right? And I can use my stamina to perform these things on, experimenting on subjects and try to do mutations and things.
Correct.
If I take this book, would it add like a bonus to that roll eventually when I train it up?
So, in order to perform what's in this book, you need to have that relevant skill. The book studying it will not put any points into it.
Yes, of course.
Right? However, the book itself will eventually tell you how to create new mutations that is beyond the skill.
Oh, I see. Okay, interesting. Okay, then yes, I will take the book.
Okay.
I pick up the book, close the book, put it away in my bag, and then I walk slowly down the stairs and call out. Like, on this landing here, I assume I can see the other people, and I tell the party, darlings, we seem to have well, I'm not quite sure what to make of it, but
Another one of these.
well,
Creatures?
I would say you should have a look at it firsthand, darling. Sort of chuckles a
boy.
bit like unnervingly.
Ugh.
I'm gonna. I'm wrong.
He went up.
If Afion's disturbed, I might as well be.
I'm gonna go down.
Go down, not up.
Because because if the music started again,
Then it's like
Afion's
it's
obviously
okay.
got what's happening upstairs under
Sort
some
of.
form of
Okay,
control.
okay. That's true.
So I'm gonna
That's
go
fair.
down. Silver sword still drawn. I don't know if having my silver or my normal sword is more effective at this point. Just something to stab with.
What do we see?
Also, the Bryn's gone upstairs as well. So I feel like if there's anything too problematic, they can handle it. Because I feel like if they're humans with dead people attached to them, steel was probably just as effective against them.
More of the magic that's
So that's
concerning,
something
I
else.
guess.
But we'll see.
Oh, I did not. Okay, I'm not going down myself. I think Wulu is just like gonna sit on one of those chairs and just like stare into the void with the shock of it all.
A dead Abbot hanging off the wall, a dead Frankenstein's bride. That's at the moment we're really sitting there. It's like, why did I give up the haunted thing?
You see, now,
Why did
when I was
decorate the house?
insane, I would probably find this a lot more entertaining. we,
Is he getting stuck for you too?
yeah, it got stuck.
So I heard barrels.
Yeah.
Cellar of barrels. Okay. Was that's where we fought the birds off, right? Alright, cool. So I'll just have a quick look around, see if there's anything around the barrels or, around the pot I can't see from the top of the stairs. In case there's anything weird or suspicious.
There's nothing alive down here. Nothing that protects
that,
the
yeah.
cellar. Yeah.
Alright, cool. One of the barrels that's standing upright.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pry the lid open a bit and have a sniff.
As you sniff it, rich wine, almost better than the one you tasted earlier.
Close the lid. It's like, okay, so that's not vinegar yet. That's fresher than I was expecting. All right, I'll then go back upstairs.
All right.
And I'll see Wulu like sitting there. And it's like there's a lot of wine downstairs.
Wulu goes downstairs. You just see one eyebrow going up, and he goes downstairs.
Yep. I'll go and check the door see if it's, just have a quick look at the door before heading upstairs myself.
It's still locked as you left it.
Awesome.
Upstairs we have Afyon and Brimore. As you see this mutated creature playing the violin, the baby head asleep as it's kind of caresses it with its soft beard on the side, and he's playing his music. This lovely melody comes out. Around you, you see the table with a humanoid covered up. And in the corner, the tools and body parts, as explained to Afyon earlier. Welcome to the workshop. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, here, in the center, there's a rope that's dangling from the ceiling, and as you look up, you realize it's the bell.
God dang it.
You,
You got stuck.
We're lost you again, lad.
Oh, he's full on stuck now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, he's back.
Okay, you're back.
So,
We got rope
there's-
hanging from the ceiling.
and as you look up, you notice this is where they ring the bell. The bell
Oh,
you
okay.
heard earlier.
For a second there, I thought it was like, this has got to be the bell tower. But another part of me was like, this is done. Someone might be hanging from that rope.
I was half expecting that actually.
You see what I mean? Because it's like,
The body
it's done.
part, honestly.
Just like look up and then there's all these corpses like
Walk-in freezer.
Hmm.
Take that.
I'm gonna ask Afion, like, I'm gonna assume this thing is tame, right?
Well, he has not attacked me. He just seems to be content playing his violin.
Right.
He does seem odd, though. He's different than the bride downstairs. You see, he and Afion points to the bear. You said barefoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just
When you
points
say
to it. She
barefoot,
doesn't
do you
look-
mean barefoot or do you mean
Foot of a
the
bear.
foot of a bear?
okay?
Okay.
And she points at it and doesn't say it out loud because just in case Ragnar is close by, she doesn't want to like point out that there's. Because Ragnar is School of Bear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might disappear for a few seconds, but it's for if you need to look.
Okay.
Right then, if it's tame, I'll keep my sword out still. Don't know when it's going to go off.
Probably a good idea. But I don't even know what to do with it. What
More
do we do? with it?
curiosity is just gonna take me. I wanna check what's underneath the sheet on the table. Like, is it just body parts, or do I see like another monstrosity being built? Yeah.
You're gonna take a look.
Is
So
it gonna scar me for life? Because you asked me twice at this point. I'm not.
as you take a look, you notice that immediately what captures your gaze is a man that resembles oddly very similar to the abbot you just killed.
Aha. Fion?
Yes.
You might want to look at this.
What
This
are you
does
talking
not-
about? Oh. Curious.
Okay, I'm just gonna check downstairs very quickly. If something's happened with the abbot's body. Okay.
Okay.
Can you take care of yourself? As in, can
Grimmauld,
you
we
be
have to go
aware
through this
and
again.
not you know, make sure that you're conscious of what's going on around you, okay? I'm just gonna be gone for 2 minutes.
Go ahead, Brynwell.
But I am downstairs.
Wooloo, do me a favor, go check on Nafio.
I'm in the basement.
Oh yeah, you're drinking wine. I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm upstairs. Like I'm walking upstairs, so like we'll pass each other as I'm checking the door.
Be careful.
What?
I don't know what disturbed me more, the body parts or the doppelganger.
The what or the what?
You'll understand when you see it. Just go.
Oh, okay. I go upstairs with a bit more haste now.
Okay. Anything you want to check specifically, Brimore, about?
Oh yeah, I want to make sure like if he hasn't dissolved into anything.
Oh no,
if
no,
his
he's pretty
body's
much how you
still
left him.
there,
Slit
His
throat.
body's still there.
Yep.
Like it's same face, everything,
Yep.
nothing new.
Same, nothing new.
Is his body stitched together as well?
No, no stitches. As you examine and you kind of almost undo his clothing, checking everything, you know, no stitches.
Has he enhanced his size?
No, no. Good lord.
How do you know?
Joking.
You check his junk and like no.
Yep, looks the
Listen,
same as upstairs.
Death boners are a thing. You don't need to check for them. It's completely normal.
Good 6.5. Yeah, good for him.
Fucking hell. This is a man's dead, guys. Be serious.
Seriously?
It's just like Grimoire's like, you have a bigger package.
Is there anything to be envious about? No.
I love the fact that he can sit there and is like it's a case of like I'm alone.
Right.
Okay,
So
back upstairs. I guess we go, right?
Upstairs. I'm gonna go upstairs.
I just want to
sorry.
say, Wooloo is drinking from from the barrel that was opened.
okay.
Is she even using a cup, or is it just a case of just?
He didn't. No. Just
Right. We'll come to an endurance check very close.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone deals with trauma in their own way. Wooloo swims in wine.
You just see a dwarf in a barrel, like fucking Dumbo, you know, when he like fell in that wine, the alcohol.
All right. So focusing on the upstairs. What's going on, guys? What's your role play like?
So, I suppose I come up. Affion Brynmore was.
Yes, pay no attention to it in the corner. Brynmore was more concerned with this, and she pulls back the tarp over the body.
You know what its name is? What is that thing?
Ragnar, I didn't care to ask what its name is. We have a bit of a bigger problem here, that this body looks exactly like the body downstairs.
I get it. The body
mean-
on the table, is it stitched up? Or is it also just...
No stitches.
Don't suppose twins is out of the question? Or, like...
Could be.
There's spells that can create copies of you, right?
Would I know? I would know, right?
You know
Are
that
there?
there are illusions, but not physical manifestations.
Okay. So, well, yes, there are, but they're usually illusions, not physical manifestations.
Does it talk? As he points to the thing playing the violin.
Yeah. Yes, Ragnar, it does. Would you like me to introduce you?
You see Brimore
And-
walking up behind you. You
And
hear him.
as she says that, because he's so curious, she leaves the tarp half uncovered of the man on the table, walks over just like this, and says, darling, little one, could you say hello to my friend over here? He'd very much like to meet you.
You're pointing towards Ragnar, I'm guessing?
Yes.
As he looks over, he realizes that you've uncovered part of it. He immediately drops everything, rushes over, covers the face back. Don't ever... No!
Why?
This one sleeps forever.
Why does this one look exactly like the other one downstairs?
It is the same. In case he dies, he comes back here. Pointing with his crab claw down at it.
In case he dies, he comes back here.
Immediately as he says that, Afion knocks an arrow and shoots at the head.
I was just, I got to cut its head off.
My sword's still drawn. I'm going for the head.
Whose head? Wait.
Okay, so
Table thing.
The thing is talking to Ragnar, and Afion draws an arrow and shoots not the thing's head, but the
body on the
of the
the
table.
body on the
Oh,
table's head.
Alright.
I'm next to the table already. I'm using my sword. I'm overhearing this.
I go to deal with the monster because I've got my silver sword out. I push past the two and I like slam the monster into the wall, put my blade in its throat.
The thing is rustling as you say, no! What have you done? What have you done? No! No! Master! Master!
Ragnar, calm it before I calm it.
I've seen how you calm things. It's not that well. Like,
Must
breathe,
ring
breathe,
the bell!
breathe.
Must ring the
Don't-
bell!
Don't touch the bell. You're not touching the bell. You're answering our questions. How long have you been helping your master sew things together?
Must ring the bell!
Okay, I'm going to sigh a little bit, and I'm going to cast Axie
Okay.
and try and like persuade him, like calm down.
And that requires me to do resist magic.
Yes, so you'll be doing resist magic instead of resist coercion.
Okay.
So 3 plus 8, that's 11.
I got a 13.
You get a 10.
So it's 10 plus 2, that's 12, that's 15, 23 total.
Alright, yeah, this guy's
Ooh,
completely...
spicy.
Okay. How long have you been stitching together other people with your master?
Since my rebirth.
Oh, we've lost him again.
Such an awkward place to lose him!
No, we don't.
And we are not
Since my-
cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's it ends.
Since my rebirth.
How long ago was that?
I
You were to lose him again.
don't know.
Okay. How many people did you rebirth with your master?
150, 100 and something.
This maniac has an army. That's not
Okay,
what
you guys work effectively. How many of them are at the Abbey?
All of them.
Where in the Abbey are they?
Across the yard in the other building.
Are they all asleep or awake?
Uh, he looks out at the window, seeing that it's daylight-ish. Awake.
And what do they do during the day?
They make noises when the bell rings.
Okay. Well, what hurts them?
Weapons?
Okay, cool.
Ragnar,
Yes.
you are aware that once he comes to, he's going to ring that bell.
Yeah. I just wanted to get as much information as I could. Do you guys have any other questions?
When can I ring the bell?
After you answer a few more questions of ours. Is there any specific person that you've reborn that we need to be worried about?
Big boy.
How big is Big Boy?
Big boy, very big.
What's Big Boy made out of?
Ditches.
Any animals?
Nah.
He made out of.
Okay. Any other questions, you two?
Particularly, I'm more than happy to let this thing go gracefully into the night, if you know what I mean.
Alright, cool. What's your name?
Master name me. Where's his name? Hold on. Excuse me.
I do have a question,
Cloven.
actually. Do we have another copy of this guy waiting somewhere else? Yes or no?
What's his name?
Cloven, he said.
Dolphin.
Cloven.
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 Oh, Cloven. Oh, okay. Yeah. Does your master have any other sleeping bodies?
In Ravenloft Castle.
Okay. Thank you.
Anymore? No, okay. Off with the head.
You've been a great help, Clement. Now,
Now
what I want you to
ring
do-
the bell.
close your eyes
We'll ring the bell, don't worry.
and count down from 10. And then when he hits 5, I'm gonna cut his head off.
10,
Which head?
8,
Both.
9, 6, 5.
Slice.
What happens to the baby head?
Oh, that one gets cut off as well.
Oh, nice, efficient.
Slice. And I'm gonna stab it in the heart just to be sure. Or where I think its heart will be, just stab.
Use kidney.
You
Yeah,
pull
what
out
I'm-
the kidney.
No, what I was gonna suggest we do is if they sleep at night, wait until night, barricade them in, and set the abbey on fire.
Well, hold on. Remember, this is a holy place. Are we really going to set fire to this place without at least the burgomaster finding out?
My argument is this place has been sodomized and defiled enough already that maybe burning it down is the best way to clear it of the bad energy that happened so that they can rebuild a newer, better, holier place.
Can't argue with that logic. Let's just hope we don't anger any gods.
I feel like if any gods are going to be angry about what's happening here, it's not going to be because we burnt it down.
Probably not.
Also, I'm confident in my abilities, but that doesn't mean I want to run into Big Boy.
Sure. Though one of us should at least warn the burgomaster of our plan.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So who's the most swift-footed of the group?
Well, I would normally suggest Wooloo. But after I told them that there was wine downstairs, I've not seen nor heard of them since.
Ooh, look, give me an endurance check. Let's see where you're at.
Oh no. Oh dear gods.
You're on mute. Just saying.
Sorry, I was getting some soup.
Soup.
And somehow exited the game. Somehow. What the fuck? Okay.
Good soup.
That sounds like a drunk person, alright.
Fumble,
So,
fumble. Sorry.
Endurance.
No.
16.
16? Yeah, you hold up. Like,
Well, I mean, she is a dwarf.
you hold up pretty good. Like, after that dunk, like, and you drank quite a bit and you had your full. But you're still fine. Like, damn, this wine is so good. But,
It's
like,
giving me some dopamine because of the nice flavor. But I'm gonna keep chugging.
alright, roll
Go
for
downstairs,
endurance again.
'cause after Ragnar told me we haven't seen him in a while, I'm going to check up.
19.
You're going strong.
How are your results better with drinking? Like, shit.
I'm going down.
You know what? I feel like we should get a small barrel that we constantly carry around. Just you just constantly chugging from it, and shit and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like we're about to fight a demon. All right.
All right, let's
Let's
say
go
that I
ahead.
have sucked up enough of this wine juice that I can pick up the barrel and literally use it like a giant mug. Shall I roll again?
I'm somehow bearing witness to this.
So,
Yes, or
Give me a physique check.
oh, is it a physique? Do you want a physique check?
hold on.
Okay.
Strength check. Oh god. This is a session we've dealt with Frankenstein monstrosities and a dwarf literally drinking their body weight in wine.
Listen, after seeing those monstrosities,
I'm surprised we've not joined you.
We will partake after we,
To be honest, don't drink all the wine. We could use it as fuel for setting a fire.
Alright.
the waste. Oh well.
Smiley bar. What a waste.
Or we poison it.
Since you downed the
make
whole
it
barrel,
liquor.
you have now become affected with intoxication
okay,
and
makes
poison.
sense. Ah, fudge. I gave myself alcohol poisoning.
Is anyone surprised?
No.
No.
Yeah.
So, now,
Okay, how does that work?
what is your body?
Where do I find my body?
Next to your base stats.
Yeah, it's...
Ah, 10.
Okay, oof. Right. So, times 12, that's 120 hours before you can really take off the effect.
Oh. Oh,
You're
that's a hell of a
drunk
hangover.
for 120 hours you're suffering.
So, I'll waddle my way upstairs.
I'm bearing witness to this. I'm next to you right now. I just saw you chug the rest of the wine.
I walk past you.
5 days.
I waddle my way upstairs.
I'm invisible at this point. I'm just.
Wait, let me drag my character. Let me just, because I have like no space to move my mouse. I'm getting there. I'm waddling. Wait. So I get up here, right? And I see Afyon, and I see the thing, and I just go, and I'm laughing.
Okay, take roll 1d10 for me.
He doesn't even mention what it is.
Right, take 4 out of your stamina.
Okay. Ow.
Ouch.
Okay.
Right, at what point do we have to start carrying her?
I still have 41. It's fine.
I'm not
Right,
carrying.
So not only do we need to
the
warn the
dwarf.
burgomaster, we also need a babysitter for the dwarf. 2 birds, 1 stone. Someone carries the dwarf to the burgomaster. They're taken care of. The burgomaster is being warned that we're setting fire to essentially half the town at this point.
Well, it'll be a controlled fire up here. We should be fine.
Whoa! Why are you guys talking about fires? Can't we just kill the other two?
So, turns out there's 150, 160 of the things.
Over 100 for sure.
So and they
My
all in the
dwarf
fire-
seems to be the laughing picture of himself.
Yeah. So apparently they're all asleep in
Right.
the
Hold
area.
on, wait, because that was like one of those really hefty laughs. Roll me a 1d10 again.
Oh god, come on.
3.
3 out of your stamina.
Okay.
Are we noticing, like, is it visible, this fatigue? This
I mean, the more fatigued, the more like she is, right? Oh, sorry, he is. Yeah.
It.
Both
They
are fine.
Yeah.
It is rude.
It is.
It's a fine.
It's-
What's Afyon saying? What did you say?
Sorry. I said it isn't rude. Well, it wasn't rude until Ragnar chopped his head off, Meskin. It was being very kind towards us, actually, playing its violin.
What you do that for, Ragnar?
Because it was gonna ring the bell and
It
wake
wanted
monsters
to
up. Now
alert-
let's-
I mean, I'm not complaining that I'm not seeing it moving around, because I think I might puke if I saw it moving around.
Yeah. We uncovered this, and I unveiled the dead, like the body that's had its head cut off and shot in the head. So this.
Whoever shot that in the head, amazing. Great choice.
Wulu,
Thank you,
focus.
Sorry, what?
Focus, right?
Oh.
The Abbot.
Hey, what's this
What?
rope for?
Don't touch the rope, Wulu.
Pull the dwarf away, grab the dwarf, wrestle it to the ground. Hold
Can
it.
they? Can they?
Of course they can. Give
Yeah,
me-
I'm trying. Yeah, me too.
So-
This is
Right. Physique check.
Darling, don't make me cast the spell.
Are you...
physique is just a straight body check for me.
So mine exploded.
A 24.
I got a 15.
Mine exploded.
Okay.
In a good way or a bad way?
That is
Oh,
14 plus 12, right?
26.
You add the rolls together.
Yes.
Okay,
That's 26.
He
seeing
surpassed
that
me
they
by
didn't,
2.
seeing that they didn't manage, I'm going to cast again Talfon's Prison. It's a last-ditch attempt to have the roots just hold Wulu to the ground before they ring the
So you
bell.
literally see Ragnar and Brimborn jump onto Wulu. Wulu holds them both without even stepping back.
They've got drunk strength. It's unfair.
And Aphion casts a spell to root Wooloo to the ground so he won't jump up to reach the rope.
Okay,
Ulu,
so-
you need to roll your
In their
dodge,
ass.
and I'll tell you how much you have to beat.
Okay.
Ooh,
Roll me a d10, Wooloo.
No.
Because this,
Okay,
this
I
is
just-
exerting you.
All right. For what Ben told me to roll, do I say that now or do I use it for?
So,
wait a bit, I'm still calculating mine.
Okay, so I rolled a 5 for you then.
okay, so take that 5 out of your stamina.
Okay.
How much stamina? is
What
left?
happens when I lose all my stamina?
You knock out.
Okay, that's fine.
If anything, let's
We've
just
got a long way to go.
waste their stamina now.
Okay,
Alright, so now-
I rolled a 34, so you have to beat 34 to get away from it.
I did not beat 34.
What are these rolls?
I exploded.
You exploded. Nice.
I exploded.
Yes, yes.
Um, yeah, so
To be
you
fair.
are, imagine Wooloo is like flat on the ground. being
Oh,
fed.
these are very effective, Aphion. Good work.
BDSM dwarf.
Are the others tied down with me because of this?
Oh no, please no.
That would be
Are
really
we?
funny. But
really funny.
A 34 dodge.
Do I need to roll a dodge?
I exploded.
Oh god.
You exploded!
Okay.
Oh my
so
god, all these explosions for like the
Okay.
most useless roleplay we have had.
My dodge is 13.
Oh
Like,
no. I
My
got
dodge
15.
base stat is 13. Plus my explosion, that puts me at 23. I need to explode again.
I got a 15. I'm tied down. Oh, oh no.
you explode again.
I did not explode again. 30.
30.
Really?
Oh.
Just missed the mark.
Missed it by 4.
So you managed to entangle all 3 of your companions down to the ground, piling up on Hulu.
I look at the other guys and she's got us tied down, boys.
I'm squeezing the life out of you, honestly, man. I'm wearing full heavy armor.
I mean, I'm fine.
Right.
Well,
I draw my hunting knife and I just try to I try to cut myself through. I'm done. At this point, I'd rather go fight Big
No,
Boy
hold
and
on, hold on. Wait.
150 plus
Time,
monsters.
time out really quick. What are your current encumbrances that you're holding, both of you, separately?
Cool.
And
Me
your
or
and plus
I
your
have
and
to
add
do
that
them.
plus your weight.
Oh. Weren't they holding me from behind? Am I not on top of them?
No,
I've
no,
got a
they're on top
total
of
weight,
you.
so that my
Oh, okay.
body plus my encumbrance is 78.3 kilos.
Sounds completely.
And how much encumbrance?
Joseph is just hearing one side of the conversation, so it's so out of context.
Wooloo, what is your encumbrance level? How much encumbrance can you take?
Oh no.
Wait, let me find it.
It's
Because
ENC.
I can carry a total of 105.1.
And what are you currently carrying?
Sorry, no, 125.
And what are you
Is my
currently
total.
carrying?
102.1.
Okay, so even with just
No, as in I have 102.1 free,
oh,
so I'm not carrying that much.
right. And how much is Ragnar's current encumbrance plus weight?
I gotta go through the 0.8, 0.6.
I just
So
haven't added the ruin
I'm
yet.
carrying
0.5.
56.9.
All right, yeah,
With
that's
all my stuff, and I think my weight. I don't know. I've not actually written down how heavy Ragnar himself is.
But even with just that weight, both of you added on together, you pretty much end Wooloo's breathing, and she passes out beneath you. Drop your stamina to 0.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh. I magically destroy the vines.
Right.
We've got a snoring dwarf right now, okay?
And we'll end the session here,
going
guys.
I'm at my wit's end. I'm at my wit's end right now, okay? Doppelganger that could revive itself.
Well, he's only got one now.
Together.
He's only got one in
sleeping
Ravenloft
dwarf.
now. Only got one. We dealt with one. It's the 100+ other monsters that we've got to deal with now.
Anyways, so thank you so much for having us tonight. Until next session, guys.
How do we start this off fighting ravens and end it off fighting Wooloo?